you saying that?
This is some real serious, baby.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, everyone.
How's it going? You guys.
Yes.
How's your week?
Yeah. This is not a rhetorical question. I mean, you can shout it at your radio, headphones, whatever you're doing.
Please.
This week's episode is brought to you by Fuzz Bucket on Disney Plus.
Jesus.
No, don't watch that movie. Matt recommended it. It looks deranged. If you want to look up pictures, go on Google Images. It might explain.
Top 10 movies if you want to scar your kid.
Yeah.
It's probably that one. Yeah. One of them.
Well, anyways, we just reached 100 subscribers on YouTube, and we couldn't have done it without you guys. You guys are amazing. Every step of the way, it's beautiful what you guys are doing. Keep on keeping on, and I hope you guys still enjoy the content. We're trying our hardest at this point.
It's a big hump.
Yeah.
Honestly, The next 2 months is going to be a lot of effort into pretty much revamping our YouTube. We're going to be making another sub-channel. We're going to start clipping down the videos so that it's easier for viewability's sake, down to 10, 15, maybe 30 minutes, depending on a topic. Just shorter videos.
Yeah.
So it's straight to the point and make it more viewable until we get video. And then when it's video too, that would be thrown on top of it. So we'd have the channel just putting up full episodes. We'd have the full episodes on Spotify and Apple. And then we'd also have a separate, we're thinking surreal clips, like, I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, we're going to have a separate channel for just short clips. That way it's a little bit more accessible to people that do not want to watch a 2-hour podcast. And we totally get it. You know, there's two kinds of people that can sit down for 3 hours and focus on one thing, and people that focus for 90 seconds. So we're going to make it accessible for both people. But anyways, getting on, we have a special guest in here today, Jordan Leandre. That's how you say your last name, right?
My last name's Heiden. That's my middle name on Facebook.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Jordan
Heiden.
That's like me, dude. Adam Paul. Anyways, all right, Jordan Heiden. He is in the studio with us, and we also have Tom Grace returning again.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome. And Jordan's been a friend of the podcast for a little bit here, supporting us all the way through, dude. It's
sure.
I really appreciate
that. I listen to you guys
that.
when I travel to work.
Dude.
Oh, yeah, no, especially the share, too. Thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we really appreciate it, man. We really appreciate that. But let's get right into it. I mean, dude, no time to spoil. We got to get moving. So we're going to talk about the Super Bowl. Especially Jordan knows a lot about football, so we wanted to have him especially on for this kind of episode. What did you think?
I loved the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I went into the Super Bowl not expecting much out of it. I expected a one-sided game because I didn't think basically Jimmy Garoppolo was worth any of the money that he was paid.
Thank you.
And Jimmy Garoppolo was the
49ers
quarterback on the 49ers.
He's basically paid to hand the ball off right now.
Yeah.
Because their running game's so good. They got 3 awesome running backs.
That's what I was noticing the whole time, is that they were making short throws, like just right past the line of scrimmage or within the line of scrimmage, or they were running it 85% of the time.
I think sorry. Oh, go ahead. I think the thing that this game exposed about Garoppolo is up until the fourth quarter, he was really efficient too. I mean, he was like 18 for 20 passing in the fourth, and he finished 21 for 30. So, he didn't have a good fourth quarter, and when the pressure was on and Kansas City started rolling, he didn't respond. I mean, yeah, the deep ball to Emmanuel Sanders he missed, and he was also missing a lot of short throws too.
Yeah.
And people will say they should have ran the ball, but that Chiefs offense will put points up on you quick.
I totally agree, man. It's it definitely okay, so the 49ers looked so hot out of the gate on the second half. I was like, it's pretty much game set match.
Well, they
right
had
there.
to kind of set the tone, because what happened with the Titans was second half, Titans didn't control the ball enough and then just kind of crumbled.
When was that?
The week before.
Oh, okay.
Or 2 weeks prior.
Okay, yeah.
The championship.
AFC championship.
AFC
Okay,
championship
all right,
game.
gotcha.
They kind of just fizzled because they were so awful
Yeah.
in the second half. Well, because once you put the ball in Tannehill's hands, it's kind of like, okay, try and throw a deep ball. Can't do that.
Yeah. Well,
Derrick Henry was the only reason that offense was running so well, and then Tannehill has the ability to make the throws. But like, sorry.
No, you're good.
But when the ball's in his hands to try and win a game, it's kind of like you're not gonna do. You can't expect Tannehill to do that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's not a.
Well, the
I'm going
Titans.
to try and keep up as much as I can on names. I'm not, dude. I'm not. So for our viewers out there, hey, so when we mention a name, kind of give the, team and stuff that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Like when you're talking about the Titans, though, the thing that's different about their offense going in compared to like the 49ers when the Chiefs play them is Derrick Henry is the absolute 100% focus of that offense. And he opens up the passing game, the play action game, and everything. So the Titans feed off of that. And the Chiefs' run defense has been fantastic ever since like week 12.
Absolutely.
And they shut Henry down for 69 yards. Mozart had 220 against the Packers. He had 58 against the Chiefs. So the Chiefs were playing out of their minds on defense. And a lot of those points were really off of bad turnovers and everything by the Chiefs.
Well, that was the thing, was people underestimated the Kansas City Chiefs. Everyone was talking about the 49ers defense. The Kansas City Chiefs defense wasn't that bad at all. They were top 12 in the NFL for defense, which is pretty good with 32 teams. I mean,
Yeah, and I'm sorry, were you saying
No,
so
you're good.
still? I'm sorry. But so what you were saying, though, is that was a defining moment for, I always have a hard time pronouncing his name, Garoppolo.
Yeah.
It was a defining moment for him, as in when it came to him coming under pressure in the second half. He ended up not performing in a way, but it was also a defining moment for Mahomes because he had some of the biggest plays of the game.
That's something that I was like, okay, so my aunt, she's not from another country, but she's foreign, and she loves football. I was so surprised to hear this, right? She tells me, you got to see this quarterback for
Kansas
City. Yeah, Mahomes. And I was like, okay. Like, she's like, when he gets mad, when he gets in that spot, he overperforms. Like, and then she told me about the Texans, how the huge comeback with the Texans, and what were they? They were I have it written down here, but anyways, they were. So it was
28-7, I believe. 24-7.
No, it was like 51. It was like 51-21.
That's the final score.
51-21 final score. But yes, it was like
They scored
21-7.
21-7 in the first half.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
First quarter.
The Texans blocked a punt and then returned it for a touchdown and a lot of stuff. So their Chiefs defense played fine in that game. It was really just special team errors and
absolutely.
field
Well,
position
the thing
type
is,
scores.
Mahomes is the best player in the NFL right now.
at the moment.
Period.
Yeah.
Exactly. And this game proved it too, because early, he threw a couple bad interceptions. And I think in the first quarter, when he was running towards the end zone and he slid and he got hit and it was a fumble.
Smacked hard.
I think that, and my manager at work, we were talking about the game and he even mentioned it, and he was like, I think he really did hurt his shoulder, and he just like took a couple quarters for him to like get back to that throwing motion, with the pain and everything.
Yeah.
The guy's just unreal.
And that's the thing that makes the Chiefs nearly unbeatable, is because you can guarantee at least 4 or 5 plays that he's going to make that you just can't defend. I mean, the 3rd and 15 to Tyreek Hill. How many other quarterbacks in the league can do
somebody
that?
you don't know how he's going to throw the ball? It's not just where he's going to throw the ball or if he's going to run. It's how he's going to throw the ball.
And
He can
Yes.
sidearm throw. He can loft it. He can zip it in there. Dude, he's so
That's what I was
efficiently
noticing.
good.
Yeah,
throws on
he-
the run. He gets out of the pocket so well. He's so
And
hard
he
to
plays
sack.
amazing throwing on the run. That's just, he plays Michael Vick level throwing on the run.
Yeah.
Because
He had
if he's
amazing
out of
time in the pocket, though, too.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like, it was
Yes.
back and forth.
Awesome
and it was
offensive
awesome.
line,
Yeah.
playing with great receivers, and one of the best quarterbacks we're probably ever going to see play the game of football.
100%.
I think
That-
he's going to be Brett Favre that wins multiple Super Bowls.
I think
That's who
he's
that's what
way
he
better
reminds
than
me
Brett
of.
Favre.
Exactly, but
I
that's
think
who he
he's
reminds
closer.
me of.
I think he's closer to a mix of Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers at playing football, because he's so good at throwing on top of throwing on the run, and he can throw a deep ball.
Well, you never see
And he
somebody
likes to
coming out of the
gunsling.
gate this hot That's the thing. This is his second year.
Yeah, how old is he?
Third actually.
He's
22, 23.
Yeah, 22.
So he could
23,
easily have
24,
somehow 15
24.
years.
Are you sure? Okay.
Oh, easily.
If he plays with the right team, doesn't get hurt.
Easily keep playing as long as Tom Brady.
100%.
Is that nowadays people don't realize that the reason players are playing for so long is because of the science behind playing so long. Tom Brady wouldn't be playing this long back in the day.
Yeah.
It's because he follows a certain regimen to play that long. That's basically what Kobe did too. Kobe had the science behind him. LeBron has the science behind him. If you take care of yourself properly, you have your diet, you
Work smart, not hard.
yeah, you can't just cut corners to play longer. That's not
Well,
how it
and he
works.
puts himself in less risky situations as far as he'll like toss out like
so
before
smart.
before getting a sack.
And the Patriots
that-
offense is designed around Tom Brady. He gets the ball out within 2 seconds.
No, I know.
Every
Yeah,
single
Real
time,
how fast he gets the ball out of the pocket.
Yeah, and
That's something Mahomes was kind of failing on. Was like he was making a lot of stupid plays, holding the ball too long.
I honestly think
and then-
that was Super Bowl jitters, and he was just
And
trying to do
for
too
sure.
much.
First time.
The 49ers
Kansas City,
defense is
So good,
Dude.
They have the best defense in the league by far.
Yeah.
by far.
They have what 5 first rounders on the defensive line
Yeah.
on the front 7. 5 first rounders in a
Yeah,
row.
yeah.
It's not even just like from 2012. It's 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020.
So they're all
That
fresh
team-
first
all
round
fresh.
picks.
Yeah, they're young.
Their
Yeah,
depth is
guys.
like a college team on their defensive line too, because they can their first 4, they'll throw that at you for 2-3 plays. They can sub in. Their backups would be starters on almost every other NFL team on their defensive line.
But that's also why they're a win now team, though.
True.
You can't pay for players that are that good for that long.
It's what, maybe 2-3 years,
They
depending
probably
on the
got
contract.
3 years left on that defense to staying together. It's the same thing that happened to the Seattle Seahawks.
a lot of guys on rookie contracts. Their best
Exactly.
players on a rookie
Yeah.
contract.
Dude.
The Legion of
Nick
Doom.
Bosa is so good.
It's a
Nick
beautiful
Bosa is
watch him
going to
play.
be the best defensive
who's Nick
lineman to
Bosa?
ever play. He plays on the 49ers.
Okay.
He was the one that was disrupting almost every. He was like,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
97.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
dude, he is. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of him coming out of college. I mean, I also don't like Ohio State.
Me too.
So, like, wasn't a fan of him as a person either. He's kind of a douche. But, like,
The whole family is.
yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But, like, God, that guy's so good. Just watching him play. That's the reason they won so many games this year is because that defense was just. You can't score on them.
You can't, and the thing is too is like you can get really good, solid defensive line guys, but when like there was a play and it's the strip sack that he had on him. I mean, he just straight bull rushes your guard, does an inside move, and then he comes back and swats it out of Mahomes' hand. Like that's
He's Von Miller and Khalil Mack combined.
yeah. Like I don't
ridiculous.
I mean,
That was an amazing play on 49ers' part, getting that pocket for him to rush through and get the hand on Mahone.
They have so many good players on their defense.
I don't.
I expected them to put up a fight, but I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. Like, I was watching that game expecting, like, okay, the 49ers will keep it close in the first half, and then Kansas City blows the lid off of it. They didn't blow the lid off of it until the fourth quarter. That was cool. Like, that was awesome to watch. The
Yes.
whole game progress.
Yes.
It was an
Yes.
awesome game.
And that was fantastic, dude. The turnaround at the end, man.
21 unanswered points in the fourth quarter.
That 3rd and 15
That's
that changed the whole
insane.
tide.
Yeah.
Because their defense started getting some stops, and then the Chiefs were they were kind of making a little bit of a drive, and then it was 3rd and 15. Mahomes escapes out of the pocket. Tyreek Hill comes back to the ball. All of a sudden, you're on the 49ers side of the field. They march down. Beautiful play. I mean, play action on the goal line,
Travis
throwing
Kelce.
right to Travis Kelce.
Travis
you
Kelce
can't,
is
you
so
can't
good.
defend that. You can't defend that.
And I was also making note of Debo Samuel.
Dude,
Debo
That
Samuel-
guy was
he's a
killing
rookie.
it.
He's
He's a
so
rookie, too.
fast.
Yeah. Yes. That's what I noticed.
They have
is-
such good receivers. And, like, Jimmy Garoppolo's just like, eh.
I want you
I'm
guys.
okay.
I want you guys when you get home, if you appreciate anything about football, after you watch this or listen to this podcast or whatever, watch tape of the 49ers and look at all the movement and
sure
all
it's
the
after
pulling and everything that they're doing. I mean, their schemes are just ridiculous. There was one play in particular that I was watching. They had Kittle lined up in the slot, and he comes down, They fake a handoff to him, and then he comes back as a blocker, a lead blocker for the running back. They have 2 guards pulling right there. And I mean, that's 3 lead blockers that you totally shift the defense to the right side of the field and go back left. There's another clip too. It was week 2 against Cincinnati. They ran a play where they put him.
Everyone can run against Cincinnati.
True. That is true. But like the play design is just insane. So they had a guy come in slot. It was a play action, and he was basically like sold the fake as a down blocker. So Garoppolo bootlegs out to the right, and he comes down to the left, and he decoys as a blocker. It goes out wide open, 50-yard touchdown.
Dude, that's what happened with what's his name in the Super Bowl? Their fullback. He kept doing that to them on Kansas City because everyone's like, "Oh, he's just going to block," and nope, he's 20 yards downfield.
Like the thing too is like I think that's why you can really like get on Garoppolo's case is because. He has no excuse not to make.
So many weapons.
It's not even just the weapons. The system, the scheme is just beautiful. I mean, guys are just wide.
If you
open.
had a quarterback on there like Matthew Stafford or Aaron Rodgers or Kirk Cousins or anyone else, even Dak Prescott. I think Dak Prescott's better than Jimmy Garoppolo for the most part. I don't even like Dak Prescott.
If
Dak Prescott,
if the Lions could have, I actually think Caldwell should have stayed, but
kept his
if
job.
they would have got rid of him the year before they did, they could have been in the pitch for Shanahan. Imagine Stafford in that Shanahan offense. Man, my God, it would be beautiful.
Our schemes are so good. We have so many good trick plays now. It's ridiculous, but we're just so bad on defense.
If we want to start talking about the Lions,
we're literally trying. Well, we're literally trying to play like Kansas City, but we don't have enough to do that.
See,
so here's the real question. Here's the real question. All right. Do you think within the next 5 years, because I'm highly doubting it, that we will make it to the playoffs?
The only way we make it to the playoffs is if Martha Ford sells the fucking team.
Yeah. And we don't draft only D linemen.
Okay.
Yes.
We can. Yes. Our drafting hasn't been horrible these last couple. They haven't been great, but like
I'd say the last best player that we had was Tate, dude. I think.
I disagree.
You don't.
So this is
okay.
I love Golden Tate though. Don't get me.
I love
I'm a huge Golden Tate fan.
I'm going to take like 3 minutes here and just discuss my thoughts on the Lions.
I got you.
So the Lions, the past few years in the draft, they've hit big in the late rounds. Galladay's a 3rd rounder. Ashawn's a 4th rounder. Or no, 2nd rounder. My apologies. Carry on in the 2nd round was a great pickup. He's got glass ankles though, and he always gets hurt. Tavai was actually a really good pick. He was one of our best run stoppers this year.
And fucking what's our
Deshaun
Hand,
name? Jared Davis.
Jared Davis, dude, he's good.
He was the best first round pick.
I think he's so good.
Ragnow was the first round pick, and Ragnow's actually the highest rated center by Pro Football Focus, which is the like official
because he doesn't let people past him. It's
exactly.
The rest of the O-line.
The O-line. I mean, Decker. I want more from Decker.
I do.
If he's gonna,
he's so
I want him to
injury
improve.
prone, and he just like he's.
I think also like
and he's getting old.
The thing is like it frustrates me watching this team because I know. Like watching their defense, they have so much talent on that defense. I mean, you have Trey Flowers, Mike Daniels, Snacks, Deshaun Hand, who came back late, Gerard Davis, Darius Slay,
top 5 cornerback in the league. And we can't do anything.
That's the sad thing too.
I know we're gonna let him go.
I know,
and we're stupid.
They should have traded him instead of doing this.
100%.
You could have got a 2nd round pick.
I don't understand our trading process. We just don't do it.
Yeah, but we did. Okay, one of the best moves Quinn made was bringing Snacks on for a 5th rounder.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with
insane.
that. Absolutely. But like, we never trade for top tier talent. We don't trade away our players either.
See, that's the whole thing is we're getting this like I'm really sick of hearing the Patriot way or whatever, but we're not going after they say they're not going to go after the big name free agents when we got Trey Flowers, we gave Justin Coleman $27 million for the next 3 years.
He picked up.
Well, dude, I think the big problem and like I said, I don't know too much about football, but as I watch and Lions invest a lot of their time and energy into defense. That's it.
True.
And we don't
suck
have
at
a
it.
great defense. That's
They
the
don't
problem.
blitz. They
Ever.
Well,
We play
yes,
zone.
yes.
That's what we do.
Yeah, zone coverage every time.
They zone up and they press, play man on the outside, and then they zone up the middle, and they send two. In the NFL, the minimum you should send on every single play
4.
is 3 or 4.
I would go with 4, quite honestly.
I feel like the Lions. Matt, can you pull up the percentage of how many times the Lions blitz this
We
year?
100%
It's
need
gotta
more
be under
We need more
20%.
linebacker blitzes in our
Exactly.
system because they're so fast. Gerard Davis and whatever.
Chiefs game.
Never remember
Chiefs
his
game
name.
this year. Week 4.
We should have won
This
that
is when
game.
I knew that this defense scheme was a problem. They early in the year, Stafford was still healthy. Stafford being out, I think, is a lot of the reason why they're in the drafting position there.
Oh, that's 100%.
But
For
to go
anyone
back,
who hates Matthew Stafford on our team,
You're
you're
an idiot.
not good
you're an idiot.
at doing anything in your
You're an
life right
idiot.
now.
Matthew Stafford's
Because that's such an awful opinion.
I mean,
he's good. He's good.
The thing,
He's definitely a fantastic quarterback.
He has like
They were
latent
30.
stats
how many
that are
times?
amazing.
How many times did they
latent
blitz Matt?
stats.
Yeah, like, well, not latent stats, but stats that aren't talked about. Just like his complete. I don't remember what exact. There was a picture I remember seeing. It had like 4 percentages that Stafford had that were like the top 3 in the NFL for all of them.
Yeah, and it's overlooked. It's
And it's
easily
overlooked.
Before he got injured,
Before
he
he
was,
got
he was
injured.
4th in throwing yards.
Yeah, I know.
Literally, if 3 plays went different for his team going into before he got injured,
We'd
he's
be
the front
undefeated.
runner for the MVP.
Not only that, but we'd be undefeated.
Undefeated.
If it wasn't for crappy
The timeout in the Cardinals game,
the Kansas City game,
the Kansas City
with the pass interference.
I was trying to say this
and the Green Bay game.
earlier.
Worst game I've ever watched.
The play that ultimately cost us that game is going to come down to the 4th and 8 with Mahomes, where he scrambles out of the pocket. They blitz 2 fucking people.
Against
Against
Patrick
defensive line.
Mahomes.
Against
That's
Patrick Mahomes.
crazy.
You gave him all day to throw.
You're
Put
like,
some-
here, you either get a running lane or one of my players is going to get open because you can't cover Tyreek Hill.
4th and 8. I'm going in. I'm like, yo, I'm like, dude,
Blitz
cover
the house.
cover 0. I'm stacking the box with like 8 people. I'm manning up the outside, and I'm like, fuck it. If he's gonna beat us, he's gonna beat us.
Tom, I got your percentages right here. So Lions are ranked 30th in blitz percentage overall this season. Los Angeles Chargers are 32nd.
What was the
Oakland
percentage of the
Raiders
plays?
are 31st. Percentage is 10.9%. 80 blitzes
That's
out
half
of
your guess.
735
80
plays.
blitzes all season.
Out of 735 plays.
We didn't even break 3 digits. That's crazy.
That is what?
You got, dude.
About
the thing.
And we have a defensive-minded head coach.
No,
That's what
10%?
kills me. That's what kills me is that
So,
our defense is so bad.
I was talking to my dad about this the other day, and I was like, man, the Lions have so much talent on defense. If you put the right scheme there, that defense would be stellar. This city rallies around defense. The Lions, they're already the biggest team in the city, outside of the Red Wings.
Well, yeah.
The Red Wings.
Oh, I thought
the Red
I was
Wings-
going
the
to say
thing-
what
the
other
thing with the Red
football
Wings,
team
this-
competes.
the thing with the Red Wings, though, is like you're either really into the Red Wings or you don't give a shit at all.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of middle ground.
I pay attention when they're doing good.
Yeah, I'm a pretty fair weather fan when it comes to the Red Wings.
True.
Yeah,
But I
exactly.
don't watch hockey as much.
Right.
So
Yeah,
But the Lions, you get the city rallying around
Everybody
them with
loves the
the
Lions.
defense. Stafford,
you either love or hate the Lions. That's kind of
Dude,
how
it's like the
goes.
Boston Red Sox, man.
Yeah.
You stick with them no matter what, and you love them, but like you know that they're not doing
Which is
great.
another
You
thing.
know they're not doing
The
the best
reason I
they
really
can.
didn't
I
want
hate the Red Sox, actually.
the
Fair
only
point.
reason I didn't want the 49ers
like them
to win
either.
that game too is because I hate their fans. I think they're the most fair weather fans in all of football.
Stadium was empty 4 years ago.
Yeah, and then 5 people are there to watch them come back from the Super Bowl. Are you kidding me? Even if your team loses, you're rallying around you. They just went to the Super Bowl. Why aren't you there supporting them? Going,
Right.
we're going to do it again next year. That gives me no hope.
Right.
Yeah.
I got 5 fans.
Imagine
because
being
we
a player
lost.
like that. Imagine
Yeah.
being a player and seeing that.
The only teams that do that are fair weather teams, and that happened last year with who lost last year?
LA.
LA.
The Rams.
The Rams. But they're a brand new team,
LA.
so I expect that.
LA, I feel like LA should not have. They should have a football team, and it
I don't
should
know
be
why
the
they took
Rams.
it away from the St. Louis rate. Like St. Louis,
I don't know
loved
why
their
they took it from San
last-
Diego. That's a crime. Like that is a goddamn
right up
crime.
right up the coast. You're like, oh, screw it.
Like
and Oakland, that's one of the best fan bases that we've ever seen in football ever.
Putting them in Vegas, they want to make
and
that
they're just
money,
like, go
dude.
Vegas.
Oh, I have a play though that I wanted to talk about. So I think Mahomes threw a fantastic throw to, I forget who it was, but it was a slipped catch, and it like went through his and it went right through his hands. And how 49ers recovered that. That was a mistake though midway in the game that I was like, game over.
Dude, I was watching that game, and when I saw that, I was like, Tyreek, you cannot do that.
True, but if you're Patrick Mahomes, you got to put that ball in the spot right there.
Dude,
he
put it perfectly in his hands.
He threw it behind him.
He threw it behind him, and it's a tough catch. And I mean, tip drill.
He was running a split right down the middle.
Yeah, he was only trying to catch it with one hand.
Yes, exactly.
He went like knock it down if you can't catch it.
His route should have been
knocked it up.
His route, he should have been turning a little bit quicker too. So
true,
fair enough said. But I don't think Mahomes really messed up.
I'm super interested to see how many players stay on that offense though, because like Damian Williams is going to want his money now. I think he was the MVP
I'm
of the
interested
Super
to see
Bowl.
how many guys would take less money to go play in Kansas City.
That's also true. Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks could go there.
You could name any receiver who's had a couple down years in the past couple of years. You go to Kansas City. Yeah, exactly. AJ Green. AJ Green's a free agent this year. Sammy Watkins revived his career.
Yeah.
Revived
in the Super Bowl. He had like a really good game at the beginning of the season. Everyone's like, "Oh, Sammy Watkins is back," and then he like fell off because they have so many weapons.
Yeah,
I mean that's
dude. Like McCole Hardman was like became
Pringle,
a beast.
Pringle was playing well.
All those guys.
Damian Williams. And then they got. I still have no clue why they didn't have what's his name playing LaShawn McCoy.
True, yeah, but
LaShawn McCoy, you're a veteran running back.
The thing about the Chiefs though is like, as long as Andy Reid's there and you still have Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback, your offense, as long as you get guys who can run, like
I was the happiest for Andy Reid.
Oh my god,
he deserved that more than any other coach in the NFL.
And the thing too is like, I've never really heard a player outside of probably like Donovan McNabb or somebody like that ever say anything bad about Andy Reid. He's just a good guy. He loves the game, and he's put so much into the game. I mean, think about all the great quarterbacks that he's helped. Brett Favre, Donovan McNabb.
Reignited Alex Smith.
He got Michael Vick back in the league. He's the only one.
Yeah.
He took Michael.
Well, because no one else wanted to take that
publicity stunt. It's
True.
I mean, here's the thing. Let's transition to that because that's kind of a controversial topic. Is I've seen so much hate against him as of right now, but honestly, I don't get it because he did his time and he's giving to foundations.
People are like, oh, he didn't do enough time for that. He can't ever make up for it. Second chances are what America. First of all, what America's supposed to be all about. No one will rally behind that unless it's someone they absolutely love.
Mm-hmm.
True. And that's the culture he was raised in too. I mean, he'd been, that's
exactly what it is. People don't really, they don't ever want to look behind like the play.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to look at the player
because people, and it's fucked up. But people love when super successful people get humbled, knocked down, humbled.
They want to see them fail.
That shit.
They love it. If they fail, they're like, they shouldn't get a second chance.
Same thing with like when Kobe passed away and everybody's talking about the case.
Oh
it's
man,
like,
dude, that was ridiculous.
That infuriated me when I saw that. Kobe Bryant is literally my favorite basketball player of all time.
Who was the one that brought up like,
some journalist on TV?
I get why you'd be frustrated about that case and everything around it, and it's a serious issue. But show some goddamn respect.
Well, not only
that,
that,
just fucking die.
Hey,
Wasn't that the next day too?
No, it was the day of.
It was the day of.
Day of. Twitter was.
Dude,
holy
let's put it this way.
dude.
I understand if you think he did it or whatever, and you're like upset about it, and like coming from her point of view, like you are like, oh, this is wrong. That everybody. But come on, that's someone's family you're talking about right now, and you're trying to. First of all, Kobe Bryant has been one of the best people rallying behind women's sports and women's rights. After that, I mean, after it happened, but like
his daughters,
he's ended up having daughters, and he realized if no one thinks he didn't realize how wrong he really was by that time.
For an allegation, though, that wasn't even.
It's a civil suit.
Even if he did,
settled
let's put it this way. Even if he did, let's say he did it.
Yeah.
If you don't think he feels remorse for what he did, and he doesn't, and he hasn't tried to right his wrongs, then you're an idiot.
Especially since nothing's come out since.
Yes.
He's never had any problems in the media. Period.
He's
After that,
he's
he
a
was
god
the
around the world.
quietest person.
That's the problem that we have in today's culture. It's a bring up after an event with them kind of culture.
That's the thing.
And they start bringing up
with
every
Michael Vick,
fucking problem.
He played in the NFL again, and you're upset because he's
Exactly.
going to coach a All-Star game.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you got
How
people
dumb.
like Kevin Hart. You know what I mean? Once he's eligible to host the Oscars.
Someone brought up
Somebody-
something from his way past.
Somebody brings up some
It
shit.
was a
from
tweet
his
that he
past.
already apologized for,
Yes.
too, I think.
Yeah, it's like the
this-
guy from Guardians of the Galaxy, the director.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
He ended up getting fired
Fired
for
for the-
tweets
yeah.
that he actually told them about. He actually told the Guardians
He
of the Galaxy
disclosed
cat. He told them, he's like, this happened. I apologized for it.
Yeah.
This was a dark time in my life when I was
He's
working
coming back,
for.
though.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
Yeah.
But he was working for a company that told him he had to put out dark tweets because that was what their company was about. They were like some news publisher.
Okay,
And
so
they just
some sort
published
of
crazy tweets. and
Okay. So they had like a
That was their goal, was to shock factor tweets.
Okay.
And like he disclosed all that information. He apologized for everything that he did, and then someone brought it back up and they fired him.
That's ridiculous, man.
That's scary about this culture today.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you can't
can-
do anything wrong.
Well, dude, I know if
But that was
You know-
also how I felt about Nick Bosa too. I guess I'm to say everyone's guilty of doing it because like
I think when, and it goes back to people love knocking down people when they're successful. They love seeing it. Of
course.
And cancel culture, I think a lot of it stems from people being upset that they're not in that position, and they see
100%.
people get that position and they're like, fuck you. I know
well,
there's
listen to this,
something-
dude. I think it's a society that loves controversy, that loves drama, because like even the what was it, Aaron Hernandez,
Yeah.
that thing.
what an awful
Just because,
documentary.
just because that came out, people are starting to bring things up about that.
They're just like, screw the facts. Let's fucking go off controversy and fucking hearsay.
Exactly.
I didn't
exactly.
To go on that documentary, I felt like, they pushed like him being gay a lot, and I was like, dude,
It was weird.
Yeah, I was
It had
like,
no-
this is.
They
this
didn't even
is-
bring up CTE. They didn't really bring
No.
up CTE much about CTE
At all.
They didn't really bring, because he was the worst CTE case
They've
that
seen
they've
Trevor, did you
ever
see this?
seen.
Did you see this?
No, I've been waiting to watch it because I didn't
watch
know.
it.
I was
Definitely
gonna. I
watch
thought we were
this.
gonna have a whole episode about it. We probably
should.
will down the
Let's
line.
do that.
so-
Let's do
but
that.
Let's talk
Let's
about it right now,
Yeah.
though, too.
Yeah.
But yeah, but
just
no,
to
it was
cover.
just, it's kind of just basically they bring on this guy that he used to play college, which they've already disproven everything about him. He said he
Yes.
played like he was the
Well,
starting quarterback.
Yeah, I know
He
the
was-
whole story and everything about
He wasn't
it.
the
but I
starting
haven't seen-
quarterback.
Yeah.
He was a backup quarterback. He played wide receiver, I think, also.
So just
They-
a hard bullshitter.
Yeah, he was fucking full of shit. And they're
Yeah.
just talking about how they used to fool around
Yeah.
and like he kept it super hidden. But like, why are you bringing someone on to bash this guy who can't defend
Defend
himself?
himself.
When it first got introduced in the movie, I was like,
Super
okay.
uncomfortable.
I get
Because
it,
I knew
dude.
he had a boyfriend in prison.
Yeah.
I knew that was true, and he had a lover in prison. But
that's
I thought
prison.
that was just prison. you
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
and
That's just what
I
happened.
think,
But I think that's what gave fruit to the stupid argument that they're making.
I think I didn't watch the like final part of it.
I didn't watch the third.
I just
Okay,
I
'cause
just
I just gave up. I
Okay,
was like,
so
okay,
he had
stupid.
a wife and kids, I think.
He had a
Right?
wife and a daughter.
Wife and a daughter. Okay, I get that. All right, that happens. That's more prevalent in this society, though. Like a guy cheating on his wife with another dude or something like that. That's pretty prevalent. Okay, for them to make an entire documentary kind of focusing around that part of it, that's just like
I think
they're.
gay.
I think there's
Well, you were talking about the
weird.
CTE thing. I think is a way bigger controversy.
Well, they
for
don't want to talk about that because then they bring
NFL.
to the NFL
Yes,
problems.
exactly.
Because they're trying to quote unquote address the case, but like
But like to have a documentary and you not wanting to expose anything, that's just in bad taste. That's shitty.
Yeah, well, it's disingenuous.
Yeah,
It's,
I think there is more to a story to tell.
There was a lot more.
100%. Yeah, it's just disingenuous. It just to have. If you're gonna go into, unless it's a story about your life or you're doing stand up and you're just trying to be funny, what's the fucking point of telling a story that's not accurate, factual? Especially because I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, and one of the best quotes that stuck with me for a while from Daryl Davis. He's like some guy that what does he do? He converted people from the Ku Klux Klan, pretty much. Just talking to them. It was pretty cool. But he said the if there's one thing that you should never have tarnished in your life, you can ruin everything else, but it's just keep your credibility. So why are you gonna go out and shout and make such a
just turn
the whole story like that?
I mean, people that are not looking to find out about Aaron Hernandez and already know about what's going on with Aaron Hernandez, watching that movie, you're just like, why? This isn't right. This doesn't look right. This doesn't sound right. If he was closet gay, good for him.
Yeah.
Like, why are we talking about this?
Why does it matter?
This wasn't why he was the way he was.
Exactly.
He's the way he was because he had serious head trauma.
Yes. Yes,
and they talked. I think the reason I mainly had an issue with it is because I feel like they talked about that part of his life more than the actual murder and like all the shit. Like
that's what I'm saying is
that was
the main focus. Yeah, that was the main focus of that entire thing.
Was to tell people he was gay.
Yeah, exactly. So
it was
whether it's
like
an agenda, whether it's an agenda for that whatever. Production company.
It was literally just to make him look bad.
I feel like it's not just an agenda. I feel like it's just the head of that production team is strongly opinionated.
Yeah.
Probably.
And they look at the world a certain way, and they want to make it so that maybe they even have a spin so that people. Because from what I heard, is they tried to put a spin on is that he killed that one dude because he's like, hey, I'm gonna tell people that you're gay.
Yeah.
Like what was it? Was it his brother-in-law or something?
Yeah,
it was like
brother-in-law.
his sister's boy. Yeah, something like that.
Essentially brother-in-law.
Essentially.
So like they made that that's the entire it was reason for it.
It was his girlfriend's sister's brother.
Yeah.
Or boyfriend.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you'll know more than me, so you can go ahead.
Well, no, it was just basically them talking about how most of the second episode was all about him being gay and kind of his relationship with his aunt, was it? Cousin? It was either cousin or aunt. It was either his cousin or aunt or something. He had like a really close relationship with kind of like a mother figure to him.
Yeah.
So they kind of explained that and how she was involved in the murder too. And like, but it was just a lot of that one guy coming back and being like, yeah, we were having sex.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
it'd come back in like 10 minutes. Just like,
why is this important?
Dude, they just like
tell me at once.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay,
Yeah.
if you want to bash him if you want to like throw some weird information in there like that.
I think it's kind of the same as like the Michael Jackson documentary. I don't know if you watched any of those.
I did not watch it.
Okay,
it just
so you
angers
should.
me that people are still trying to do shit like that.
So I'm not here or there. There's sufficient evidence. I don't care. You know what I mean? It's past that point, and I don't think we have sufficient evidence to prove guilty or not guilty. Who gives a shit at this point?
He
yes,
can't
exactly.
defend
He can't
himself.
defend himself.
No one's
That's a big
defending
thing.
him.
The
Yes.
thing that pissed me off about that documentary, and my thoughts alone on whether Michael Jackson did it or not.
Yeah.
The guy who was in the main part of the documentary was the key witness in proving his innocence. That's a federal fucking crime. Like,
yes, he explains that. I mean, dude, yes, that is totally wrong. But they interviewed him as a kid and as an adult, and so once you're already on this like I'm a liar like kind of thing, you're not going to really change. You can't really change the verdict. He already knew he was going to get in trouble. So, I mean, you can't really change it. I agree with that. So what? I don't care. I don't say Michael Jackson's guilty or innocent. Like Jordan
none
just
of us
said,
know
he's
what
dead.
happened.
He's dead. He can't defend himself.
We can't
And it comes
speculate
out-
anymore.
it comes-
He's dead.
But
It was a
like it
decade
was like
after
the
he died, too.
but I was relating that guy coming in
It's to make
as
money.
the same as like
Tabloids.
that dude's mom would come into the documentary every once in a while and be like, I was such a good mom. I was
No, you weren't if he was raping him.
Yes, exactly.
Like,
I was like, dude,
You're a terrible parent.
yeah. Even if listen, even if he wasn't raping him, You're a fucking terrible parent for leaving your kid at
some
another
grown-ass
man's house. Yeah, for
a week.
weeks.
It's
Weeks.
weird. I
And
don't
then
care.
was
I
on.
don't know what happened, and if it did happen, it's awful. But like, I would never leave my child at some random. I don't care how famous you are.
Yeah.
It's creepy that you want my child to stay at your house
To
for a
stay,
week.
yeah, and stay in the same bed.
But dude, Michael Jackson was like,
A god at that point.
That's
know,
what
like,
people
I
saw,
understand that,
dude.
and
Yeah.
it's cool, but I'm not leaving him unsupervised with some.
I wouldn't
grown-ass
leave.
chick.
but
I
that's
wouldn't
a-
leave
that's-
with like. I wouldn't leave my kid there without me.
Exactly.
You know,
I'm just.
because
I'll stay there
you're
for a
famous,
week.
but I don't
Let's
know
chill.
you.
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
I'm not about to leave my child with you though.
right.
Not a chance.
See, but like I would totally do the same thing, but I'm trying to just try and play devil's advocate and like,
Of course.
people
I mean,
are fucking stupid.
Well, yeah, of
I mean,
course.
he was buying people houses.
I was about
Yeah.
that. They're probably giving him money and helping them out with whatever
Yeah.
they need. So they're like, they trust this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would just, if he was giving me money like that to mess with my kid, I'd be like, "This is weird. Give me all that money." and then what? So when you give me that money, what are you gonna do? Sue me and be like, "He won't let me hang out with his kid,
Right.
And I gave him all
Well,
this money."
Here's the thing:
What's
is
she gonna do?
if-
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
true.
my personal opinion on it is I don't think he actually did it. I think he was just a super weird dude with a
He was
super
definitely
shitty
quirky.
childhood.
Oh yeah.
I think so too.
And he just didn't
Never
know
grew up.
how to he didn't know how to interact with adults. It was easier for him to interact with children.
Have you ever
course,
heard
yeah.
the theory? Where basically when he died, the doctor was like, "Yo," like in layman's terms, he's like, "Yo, I'm not trying to get out of this or nothing," but like he had some fucking problems, you
Yeah.
know, like. There's theories that his parents gave him hormone blockers to keep his voice the same way.
I can see that
Yeah,
happening.
yeah.
Dude,
Dude, Joe
'cause-
Jackson was so fucked up.
Joe
dude.
Jackson was the biggest piece of
yeah.
shit that we've ever
Dude,
seen.
like you can have like a super like like a voice like that, but
Yeah.
there are some notes that Michael, like when you listen to it, it's like, dude, I don't know how like
His-
There's a
like
singer-
a fully developed man
There's a singer
can
for
hit that pitch.
There's a singer for a band called Sleeping with Sirens. I don't know if you guys have
Yeah,
ever heard of
yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah.
Kellen Quinn took estrogen and hormone blockers to keep his voice elevated. The same similar thing, but he wasn't forced by his parents.
Yeah, he
And
wasn't a
yes,
teenager.
exactly. And I think they have very similar voices, not in their style or anything like that, but
yeah,
the
Michael
pitch that they
Jackson's
can
range
hit.
was
Yes.
stupid big.
Yeah. So I think that could
Like in
be a
King for
very
day.
So I mean, that's just a
Dude, I
conspiracy theory, you know.
I mean, I'm sure that I'm sure there might be some truth to that conspiracy, just because his voice never changed.
yeah.
and he never like
He never had that puberty period.
he never grew
No,
up. He never
no.
was just like chilling. He was
Yeah.
always doing some
Oh,
wild
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, exactly. Because that was a huge thing for like a singer like Usher, who was an amazing child singer, and he like transitioned while he was becoming a star, and he took a year off because he couldn't sing the way he
Yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah.
Because puberty.
yeah.
Michael
Yeah.
Jackson never had that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
just weird.
exactly.
He went
Exactly. He kept on
straight
going
from
and
the
had a
Jackson
beautiful
5
voice.
to like
Like,
solo albums.
I have a pretty good vocal range, and like I used to be able to like hit really, really high, but I can't do that. I can't do that anymore. Once I got like 14, 15, it was
15.
like
Exactly. That's
it
the
was
same for
over.
me. That's the same for me.
I
I
just
totally.
couldn't hit that high.
I think. Well, anyways, I want to talk to you about this because I saw you posted a Facebook link about a guy that's around here, and it was on the Kobe subject. So the guy posted that meme.
Oh,
You saw
the real estate dude. Out
Yeah.
in,
So explain that.
Holly.
Yeah. Explain that. And
So there was a real estate guy out in Holly. I can't remember what the meme. Oh, the meme said it was a picture of Kobe and his daughter, and it was super fucked up. It was it was like something about the first black dad to take their child with them.
yeah.
Jesus.
To not just leave but take their child with them. Yeah.
how
yes.
fucking
yes.
awful do you
Yeah,
have to
and
be
it was 2 days or
to
a day
post
after.
that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's not even funny.
Yes, exactly.
That's super racist.
Exactly.
Super fucked up.
Exactly.
You're making a joke about a guy who just died. Someone's sister got lost.
Right.
Yeah.
Someone's father. Someone's husband.
Yeah.
And you're making a sick joke about it and
Yeah.
making it super racist. And he didn't get fired.
It's fucked up to even have
I don't
that
even
thought.
I don't even think that in 15 years Chappelle could make that funny. You know,
I think he
saying?
could.
Like,
I think he could. I think
I don't know because
dude,
it's like that's the most heartthrob subject.
You can always make a joke out of everything, and joking about something is actually a way of coping.
Absolutely,
believe it or
that's not funny.
But that's not a way of coping. That is
You're
simply
just doing
just
it to be a shock factor douche.
Exactly. You're throwing fire on a flame.
I mean,
oil on a flame.
It was in Holly, so
how many shares did he get? He probably got like a ton of fucking.
It wasn't
interactions.
his. He shared it from some other, and that was his huge. That was the huge. So people got on Facebook, obviously cancel culture. We go after this guy. Mm-hmm. They go to the real estate company that he works for. They're like, "This is the piece of shit you have hired," and they're like, "Oh, that's horrible." They put him on paid leave.
Yeah.
What? You know what happens to your company in this culture, day and age, when we have access to ruin your company?
Yeah. So I think
Look
it was
at the one brewery that lost pretty much founders. They such a hard hit.
We don't serve founders at the restaurant I work at anymore.
Wow.
Yeah,
what was the whole issue
founders.
with that?
The manager there was super racist and did something fucked up to one of the black employees.
Something.
And
Really?
It was like a part owner or something like that.
Yeah,
it's getting
huge management.
It's
Really?
like basically a lot of states around here have just completely stopped selling founders. I know, like
they took a huge hit
you
because
can
they
get
didn't fire him.
You can still get founders at like a liquor store or like a gas station.
I think we
and
still
stuff,
have founders at Johnny Black's, but that's just.
Yeah,
So,
because we had all day IPA and solid gold.
What I wanted to say though, okay, so do I think that guy should have gotten fired? No, in my opinion, I don't, and I fucking think it was the worst thing ever. I think he's a fucking piece of shit, and he should rot in shit. But like people were saying on there,
your company.
Yeah, but like people were saying on there, he does have a wife and children. I don't want them to suffer at that point for a stupid mistake that their father made.
True that.
Or you know what I mean?
I agree.
And like certain things like that, where it's like, I think, like I said, man, you can make a joke out of anything. It's coping mechanisms and stuff like that. There was actually a huge comedian that made such a fucking distasteful joke about Kobe.
Yeah, I saw that.
It was Ari Shaffir.
Yeah,
which Ari Shaffir's already in
always
fucking
does that, though.
spotlight.
He's a
Yes,
douchebag.
exactly. Ari Shaffir's already in the spotlight though for fucking drugging Bert Kreischer.
He's just a shock factor douchebag.
Exactly, and now a lot of people are getting fucking really pissed with him. He said like Kobe died 23 years too late. So after the whole incident,
Rape case.
Yes, exactly. He's
And,
like,
yeah, but that's also something is that I listened to that exact podcast of Joe Rogan this morning explaining that whole
thing.
Ari is a really weird, messed up person with a lot of mental issues. And
absolutely.
his version of coping, like Adam said, is making terrible jokes.
Terrible jokes.
It's not. It wasn't his first. It won't be his last. But this is also something that's detrimental to his career.
I don't
which
think.
Joe,
Well, dude, he seemed like he didn't have any sort of. He seemed like he had animosity towards Kobe Bryant. It wasn't like a coping. Almost now he's trying to cover it up. Because you can't say that kind of shit and actually support Kobe.
Yeah,
you know
but
what
I mean, how are you gonna cover that up? But also, it's just that's the controversy. You know, there's those people that are out there that when something sad is happening and too many people are talking about it, they get extremely pissed off because it's like, oh, you're just like, woe is me, blah blah blah. Like it's not a big deal. It's another person.
Yeah,
you know, like which. Coming from their point of view, that's true. That's just one more person. There's been billions before, and there will be billions after.
Well, yeah,
you know, but
they didn't impact lives.
Yes, exactly. Is that Kobe was
was-
known around the world for not only just playing basketball.
Yes.
The people that were going, what about the other victims? It's like, we care about the other victims too, but we're talking about Kobe because we know Kobe. Kobe's the one that helped raise us, basically.
That's what I said in the last podcast. I said it's a little bit more prevalent because he's the one that, I think I said this, but he's the one that kind of like grouping. Yeah, dude, I appreciate that, dude, so much. But yeah, like he was the one that brought, made a kid maybe change his life, from having a bad life to I found my outlet. Whether it even be basketball, he just saw a fantastic person striving to do what they wanted and striving to.
He crossed every sports platform.
Exactly.
They were just. I don't know if you saw Peyton Manning's his
speech.
little speech at the.
No, I
ESPYs.
didn't.
He was talking about Kobe Bryant used to come watch him practice and be like, or watch film with him.
Yeah.
And be like, why'd you throw the ball that way? He wanted to learn about football.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't play football.
Yeah.
He had no intentions on playing football.
Yeah.
But he wanted to know.
Yeah.
Because he wants to find out. He wants to get in other people's minds. He wants to see where their mentality's at and how. Because he was an assassin.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I think he's by far my favorite basketball player of all time.
100%.
And I love LeBron
He's our
James.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, exactly.
That's part of why he was such a great player, though, is that a lot of people don't realize is that just to get the best at a certain sport doesn't mean you should only play that sport. Because playing other sports opens and unlocks a different mentality and how to view movement and how to perceive. Because if you only played football, that's efficient body movement, but you're not going to be as quick and effective as a soccer player.
That's why
and
A
having
lot
endurance.
of football players do ballet or
Yeah.
dancing.
Like
Same
the
thing
game playing with The Rock,
hockey
dude.
players.
He did ballet with his daughter.
Yes.
His entire
There's
movie. I
there's
love
there's a fighter for the UFC. Forget his name. He's actually a really big fighter, but he was a professional disc golfer. Now that dude has one of the hardest spinning back fists I've ever seen in my life.
I forget
awesome.
what his name is, but I know
forget
you're
it.
talking
That's
about.
dope.
I have the picture
That's
in my
actually
head.
really
Yeah. So he has that ability to crank like that. So it's like,
That
yeah,
release.
yes, exactly.
You have to have when you're disc
right
golfing.
on
Exactly.
Like
Move
the
his-
multiple sports thing too. Urban Meyer, who's one of the arguably greatest college football coaches of all time.
Yeah.
He's on Fox Sports now, and he was talking about the multiple sports when it comes into the recruiting process. That's one of the first things he asks. He's like, "Do you play basketball? Do you run track? Do you play baseball?"
Yeah.
Because think about quarterbacks. You play
Mahomes.
baseball.
Baseball.
Yeah, he was going to be recruited for
Kyler Murray.
the Tigers.
Damn Tigers.
Kyler
Yeah.
Murray was the first pick, was the 9th pick in the MLB draft, 9th overall pick, and he was the first overall pick in the NFL.
Wasn't Mahomes' dad a professional
Ridiculous.
player?
Yeah, he was a
draft. Professional baseball player. He's a
who?
relief pitcher. He played for Minnesota. That's the team that comes to my head.
Yeah,
But he
yeah.
played for other teams too.
I got you. Dude, that's incredible.
The Cubs. Oh, he
okay.
played for the
he played
Cubs.
for the Cubs. Okay.
Thanks, Matt.
That's amazing.
By the
man.
way, we never mentioned, did we, that Matt's on sound?
No, we did.
We did.
Last-
We did.
Okay,
Matt,
just to make sure.
Yeah.
I didn't remember or not. Because
did.
Tom Brady was drafted by the MLB. I mean, a lot of quarterbacks were highly
Travis
ranked.
Kelsey, basketball. Jimmy Graham, basketball.
Tony Gonzalez, Antonio
basketball.
Gates.
Yeah. Tight ends tend to be basketball.
Michael
players
Jordan.
Before.
That's why they said the tight end position a while ago was kind of going down because they're all playing power forward in the NBA.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, because the power forward position is now becoming more athletic and less bulky. So,
Yeah. Well, no, this was 20 years ago.
well, yeah,
20,
that's
30
what
years ago.
back in 20, 30 years ago, that all the power forwards and centers were just big dudes.
savages.
Nowadays, they're all super athletic. Most of them are 3-point shooters now.
Finesse
like Anthony
players
Davis,
too.
and
Yeah.
It's crazy
But-
how
Yeah,
the sport
the
evolves.
game has changed, dude. The game has changed so much.
That's why I hate when people do the whole comparing players from back, like LeBron
Yeah,
James.
yeah.
Like if LeBron James played back in Jordan's era,
he'd
be
everyone
so
up.
dominant.
He'd fuck everyone
So
up.
dominant.
Like, are you kidding? You think that Michael Jordan's gonna lock down LeBron James?
Hell no.
Shut up.
Hell no.
Stop talking
Athletically,
to me.
we have never seen somebody
He's a freak.
like
Yeah.
LeBron James.
Well,
I mean,
Zion,
true, but LeBron James.
but Zion gets injured. LeBron doesn't.
LeBron's 6'8", 260. He was 270 when he played in Miami. 270 pounds just barreling at you. I think he
fast.
ran under a 4.4 40-yard dash.
He's
He's strong as a fucking buck. I mean,
And you're gonna tell me that people back in LeBron's era is gonna lock him down?
or
Yeah.
Jordan's era. No,
Get out of here. Scottie Pippen's gonna lock him down, or Dennis Rodman.
No, he got
shut up.
He
They're
get
gonna hit him.
fucked up. He get fucked
And
up.
just
completely.
overall, the way that athletes feel their bodies and take care of themselves is so much more beneficial. Back in the day, everybody's like, "Yeah, I work harder than everybody else," and just beat the shit out of themselves.
That's what I just
Yeah.
don't get about people that are like, "Oh, LeBron James wouldn't last," or if Michael Jordan played nowadays, he'd be better. No, he
Yeah.
wouldn't.
I mean,
Yeah.
and think,
He's not a shooter. That's what everyone forgets about Michael Jordan. He's not a 3-point shooter. This is a 3-point shooter's game now.
Yes. Nowadays.
If you don't got
nowadays,
3-point
yeah.
assassins, you're not playing.
Oh, and just the pace of the game, dude. The pace of the game has gone.
So much higher
So
because
much
everyone's
higher.
athletic. Russell Westbrook is the most
Yes.
athletic basketball player that I think I've ever seen.
Yes.
He could
Derrick
jump.
Rose before the ACL.
Well, yeah. I don't know. Russell Westbrook might just be dude. He's jump out
Rose
of the gym.
was different, bro.
I know,
Rose
dude. Rose
He was
had
efficient.
way more finesse to his game.
He's efficient too.
Russell Westbrook is just all about jumping over somebody or making that sweet pass or getting a rebound. He's a triple-double machine.
Yeah. But to go back, I'll touch on my thoughts on the game of basketball now too. But LeBron, like, you know, even when he was 16, when he was a sophomore in high school, there were scouts saying, yeah, this guy could probably be the first pick in the NBA draft. When he was 16.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like, so he's been dominant since day one.
I know. Yeah.
And the thing with the game now too is it's even in the half court when they're not on fast breaks and stuff, the spacing is just it's wide open. I mean,
But you have to think about this. Every sport, every single sport there ever was. Okay, you get people that are better than the next, and that are better than the next, and you have a limit. You have this line that you have to be above if you want to be the great, and then it keeps on going up, and it keeps on going up, and you have people meeting that line. Dude, it's a never-ending progression.
Yeah, and like the thing, the NBA too, is now you're seeing teams with, instead of like two guys who can handle the ball, create their own shot, get to the basket off their own dribble, you're getting like 3 or 4 guys on every team. Sometimes even
Golden
teams have
State
5.
Warriors are great.
The Warriors, the reason why they were so unbeatable is because obviously you have 4 guys who were all-stars. You know, Draymond Green, great player in that system.
Dude, he's
I don't
a pest.
know. Yeah,
And that's why he's so good.
He's that.
He works harder than everyone else.
He's their Rodman.
Exactly.
You know,
He's
but
a problem.
the thing too with them
Rodman,
is
dude.
just their floor spacing, because you have 3 elite shooters, like elite.
Dude, when you got
We'll
Curry and Klay Thompson, the 2 best shooters we've probably ever seen play the game of basketball, because like Ray Allen's arguable, but like, dude,
you're seeing
those 2 are so dumb.
the
at
best shooter
shooting.
we've seen so far off the dribble in Steph Curry. I mean, Steph Curry, there are some times when I'm watching him where it's like, he pulled that, whoa, he made that, holy shit. And
Fadeaway
Thompson,
three-point shots
Klay
from, like,
Thompson
10
is the
fucking
best,
feet
one of
behind.
the, I'd say he's
Best
the best
catch and
spot
shoot
up
player.
shooter we've ever seen.
Best catch and shoot player.
60 points, and he dribbled the ball 11 times.
That's so dumb.
11
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
That's
Because you're not
unheard of.
expecting someone just to catch the ball, and as soon as they catch
And
it,
just
it's
dump.
up.
That
Yeah.
release is quick.
Yeah.
And Clay is, I was just talking about this the
I
other
mean,
day.
dunk.
Clay is what starts those
Dunk.
crazy Golden State runs every time.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
always they get a steal. Clay sprints out to the left corner, pulls up, boom. And then like you can feel it, and like every time it's on ESPN, the camera always pans out and the crowd starts going, and you're like, oh shit,
Here we go.
here comes a 20-5 run from Golden State. Like you feel it. Like
And then when they got Kevin Durant, I was like, oh my goodness. Why do you need another great shooter?
Yeah.
Like
that's one of those.
Kevin Durant is like the best shooter we've seen with his size.
Kevin
He's
Durant,
efficient.
I think the best scorer we've
Best
ever seen.
pure scorer, maybe besides Carmelo Anthony.
I think in his prime, in his prime,
He could be better. I think he might end up being better because Carmelo Anthony, dude, those Denver Nugget days, he was
A dog.
unbeat. He was unstoppable.
Even those first couple years
scoring.
with the Knicks.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That 2013 season with the Knicks, people forget they were the 2nd seed, and Carmelo got the only other MVP vote. He was the reason LeBron didn't win the first unanimous MVP. Yeah.
Because Carmelo was just so good. He's
People
such a
forget
pure
about that.
shooter. It's stupid.
he was a great
And that's why
scorer,
those-
but the game has kind of evolved from
well,
that.
and those 2 down years he had moving around, everyone was dogging him. I'm like, dude, he's still Carmelo Anthony, and everyone's like, he doesn't belong on a roster. It's like. J.R. Smith is still on a roster, and you don't think Carmelo Anthony
Hall of Fame
deserves
player.
a roster?
The thing with Carmelo is an isolation based player. He's not
an
really a
he's
guy.
100% ISO.
He doesn't really get the ball off the catch, which is what the game is kind of evolving
Yeah.
into.
But look at how he's doing now, though.
True.
Come back to play with the Trailblazers, and he's fucking awesome.
Durant, though, the thing that I'm going to touch on with Kevin Durant is, I mean, this guy's 7 feet tall. He's extremely long, and he can get the ball. There's not, once you cross half court, the way he gets to his spot with his shots, and really, like, I think the best shot in his game is when he comes from the post and he gets the ball and he can just hit that turnaround right at the elbow.
That
and
turnaround
it's
jumper
it's
was
just,
that game is
oh my god, it's
unstoppable.
beautiful.
You can't block it.
Like the thing with the Warriors teams when they had Durant, I hated it during it. I'm a LeBron James fan. And now,
Same.
now I think, maybe 5-6 years from now, I'm going to go back, watch highlights of that
be like,
team,
wow.
and just be like, wow.
Well, that's the thing is I still watched it and I was like, wow, but fuck you.
right.
I don't want this
Same
anymore.
thing, dude. I'd be like,
And then everyone's dogging on LeBron like, oh, you can't beat that team. It's like, no. How?
Of course I
With
can't.
who? Who's on my team? It's like one of the worst teams I've ever seen go to the playoffs in the finals.
That 2018 run is the best run by a
Awful
player to
team.
not win a championship ever. Dude, he could have won Finals MVP.
Everyone on that starting
and
squad.
it would have made sense.
Everyone
Nobody
that was
would have been
starting.
mad.
Everyone that's starting on that team,
Not
not doing well.
They're either in the bench or they're not in the
Jordan
league
Clarkson,
anymore.
starter, now second string player for Utah. Kevin Love's still starting, but he's getting old, so no one really cares. Tristan Thompson is still a blah
Shell of himself.
center.
Shell of what he used
He had
to
one
what he was
good
2015.
season.
That 2015 year, he was a beast for them.
Because they let him be a beast.
Right.
But then, they tried to evolve his game, and the center league became a shooting league.
Yeah.
Centers have to be able to shoot somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Andre Drummond isn't that good. He's an awesome center. He's not going to win a playoff game.
Andre Drummond would be considered an all-time center if he played 20 years ago.
Exactly. He's a David Robinson type center.
He's such an efficient
Shaq
rebounder too.
Exactly.
I mean, he just gets all these boards. But the Pistons moving off from him, I think they should have got more. But ultimately,
I was expecting them to, and I wanted them to. I just wanted them to get value out of him, and they didn't get any value whatsoever.
I think they should have traded him probably in the summer.
2 years ago.
2
What do you
years ago.
expect, though? It's Detroit.
I know. We're bad at managing teams. We're awful.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah. Because the year we got Blake Griffin, it probably should have been the year we got rid of Drummond and just been
100%.
let's just hit the reset on this. But I think, with the next couple of years, if you get a bad team, that kid from Ypsilanti, Imani Bates, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, it just makes sense that Detroit would get the first pick to take him.
Oh, we're definitely going to be a
We're going to be
lottery
in the
team
top
for the
three
next 2
that,
years.
yeah. I hope
we're,
so.
We're definitely a lottery.
I
squad
want to
for
be
the
in the
next 2 or
lottery
3
this
years.
year. I would love to see a LaMelo Ball or something like that. in a Detroit
100%.
uniform. I mean,
Why wouldn't you want everyone's dogging on Lonzo Ball still too, and I'm like, dude, he's still good.
Lonzo and Zion is one of the dopest duos in the
How
league.
good of a duo is that going to be once they're 100%
bro.
healthy, both of them?
Lonzo
With
Ball.
Brandon Ingram. That was the one player I did not want the LA Lakers to trade. I love Brandon Ingram.
I said last year I thought Brandon Ingram would be an all-star, but it turned out to be this year. I really think he's.
Well, last year he was injured, so
yeah, true. But I think this year he's playing on a team where it's no pressure. He's able to be the number one scorer on that team. I mean
that's what he needs.
Yeah, he needs to be the number one or number two
awesome.
at least.
He's an awesome player.
But,
I mean, he's never going to be that player that's going to win you a playoff game because he's a scorer, but he's more of the Klay Thompson type. He's a number 2 player. He needs that number 1, Zion, that puts him over the edge.
I don't think Zion will be a number 1.
I think he will. I think once he's 100% healthy, they should have sat him out the whole season. I said that from the beginning because I just don't. Give him a season of working out NBA workouts and getting his body ready. Let him get his body to where he can stay healthy. Because look, he's already got another toe injury.
Yeah.
Who's this?
Zion
Williamson. He was the number 1 draft pick.
New Orleans. He was the big player at Duke last year.
Everybody was big on him. He's the one who busted out of his shoe last year playing a basketball game for the Duke.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Oh, watch some.
He was the dude. He's amazing. He's
Really?
huge.
Yeah.
He's 6'6", 285 or something like
He's
that.
massive.
And he's
what
he's
does he
like
play?
No, he's like
he's a
6'8".
basketball player.
I think he's
Yeah. What is
6'8".
he? I'm saying what position?
He might be 6'6".
just kind of athlete. I don't really think there's
he's
the NBA is kind of
essentially a power forward.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
The NBA is so positionless now that it's kind of
Oh yeah,
hard
he's
to
he's
pinpoint.
6'6", 284.
So-
you know what's crazy? He
so-
was born in the year 2000. That's crazy to me.
I think the
That's a
thing with
massive human being.
Zion is if you can get his weight down to 270.
Jordan, how tall are you?
6'5".
6'5". Okay, so around your height.
Get him to 270, and I really just want to see where you can take his game with. I mean, he can.
He needs to develop a shot. a better shot.
You know, I want, like, first off, let's get the catch and shoot down. You know, let's get him to
100%.
where he can get the ball and put it up right away. And eventually to where he could get his own shot. If he can get to the point where he can create his own shot off the dribble from 3, well, he might be one of the most dominant
I don't think
players.
he's ever going to be a 3-point shooter.
Exactly. No, that's not going to be his
I think he's a LeBron. He's going to get people open. Because that's what he's good at, is passing.
I don't want to put him in that box yet.
No, I don't think he's even close to. I think he has a lot of work to do, but he'll be there.
I think if you want to compare him to any player, if you watch like tape of like Charles Barkley and stuff that's kind of like what the
I would agree.
Like,
but I think he has the LeBron flashes because he's such a good passer.
And he's
super smart.
Insane athlete.
He's super smart. He knows his game of basketball. Like
I feel like I'm learning a lot sitting here.
Yeah. And you pair him with Lonzo Ball, I think Lonzo is going to be like a taller version of Rajon Rondo. Like a guy, and his shot is
he's developed a good shot. He's starting to develop a good shot.
He's not a scorer. People were expecting him to come drop like 20 points a game and stuff like that. They didn't watch him in college. I mean, the only reason he scored in college is because he was the only good player on his best player.
Because they were listening to the hype from his father, and they were like, "Oh, he better be better than everyone else."
Right.
It's like all he said was he's going to be
a guy that's going to be able to get you. He's going to be a triple-double machine.
100%.
You know, get you like 15, 16 points a game. I'm happy if he gets me. If I'm the Pelicans, if you get to the point where you can get me 15 and like 10, get me 15 and 10, maybe throw in like 6 rebounds.
Which I think is easy for him.
Exactly. I'd be happy with that because I don't want him to be my primary scorer.
Especially when you got Zion Williams and Brandon Ingram.
I want Lonzo Ball to grab a rebound, take a hard dribble, and dish it out up top, and like get Zion
throw it
running.
to Drew Holiday.
Get these guys. They have so many athletes on that team. I think the Pelicans like really made out well off of moving off of Anthony Davis. And
100%.
It's just
it was time to go.
And they got the two. I really think in retrospect now, you got the 2 best, out of the 4 players that were on there, you got the 2 of the.
Dude, they got
best
Josh
options.
Hart too.
Josh Hart's a good player.
What a good role player.
Yeah, Josh Hart's one of the best finishers at the rim in the league.
100%. When I saw they traded all 3 of those players for Anthony Davis, for a player who was on the last year of his contract, I was like, dude, congratulations, Pelicans. You just like made out big. You made out huge. I mean, obviously the Lakers made out huge because they got Anthony Davis playing with fucking LeBron James. How insane
is that? Yeah, it's one of the, like, I was watching, even though they lost, I was watching them play against Portland, and I watch them like when I can, and because I'm a LeBron James fan. And I was just watching it, and they're like early in the game, LeBron would just have the ball. They would just get the possession, and they were on defense, and he would just throw it like a fucking football, and Anthony Davis would catch it and just dunk. It's like,
he's always been so good at that.
And
that's LeBron's game. Like, that's his wheelhouse. He could chuck the ball like a football down
in the playoffs. In the playoffs, when like you got guys playing at their highest level with both of those, I mean, I don't see how you can beat them, because LeBron in the playoffs, like, we all know it's different. It's just different.
Everyone's like, he looks so timid now, and it's like, dude, wait till he gets to the playoffs.
He's trying to get these guys comfortable to where it's like, you know, we're going to get you a lot of looks in the regular season. So it comes playoff time. Yeah, you might not get the ball. You might not get the same looks that you're getting. But when you get those looks, you're going to hit them. You better
score.
You're going to hit them because they've had the reps. They're getting the reps through the year.
So I'm going to derail the conversation a little bit.
Sorry.
We have nothing to fucking say on this, dude. It's been a sitting and listening game. But no, also I want to get through the things that we need to talk about, and you know, because we have kind of a time crunch now.
When we start having a sports podcast,
dude. That's exactly.
Dude, me and Jordan are coming with some pretty elite shit here today.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about going back to the Super Bowl halftime show.
Way back,
dude.
So
couple 40-year-olds looking super sexy.
J-Lo's 50, bro.
Close to 50.
It
like
was
48.
An awesome watch, but it was a weird thing.
Tell me, Matt. All right. You said it was weird.
I thought it was a
Having-
weird.
Dude, it was really
halftime
overarching,
show.
like Latin American theme.
There was that was
no
cool.
white person,
I thought
no
that
black
was really
person.
cool.
I thought it was cool, but
It's Miami.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Miami.
I don't know what people expected, but
fair
it's
enough,
fucking
yeah.
Miami.
Yeah, that's
She's
true.
50.
Yeah,
She's 50 on the dot.
Yeah, J-Lo's 50.
69, July 24th, 19.
Okay, how old Shakira? 42 or something?
Yeah, she's like 44 or 42, something like that, mid 40s.
All I can think
She
of is
just got
that
arrested for
irritating
text
clip of
messaging, too.
her. It's just going la 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 la. la.
Oh, dude. Hey,
Dude, that was
so
so
she's half
Okay.
Lebanese, right? So that's a term of excitement and
Yeah.
Oh, I know, but it just
honor.
doesn't.
It was weird.
It's a
It was
I've
a
heard a real
Weird
Lebanese people
placement.
do it,
Yes.
and it's that. Does
no,
not
it's not
sound
exactly
good.
like that. It's like, yeah.
So,
Yeah, she
That's
did
how
not
you
do
do
it
it.
since
correctly.
I wasn't drinking, I was pretty stoned watching that.
Yeah.
And like when that happened, I lost it because it was so random. She was surfing in the
Yeah.
crowd, and all of a sudden she gets on stage, super close up, and just. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Did you see those? Did you
the
see those
screaming,
memes?
the goat ones?
No, about SpongeBob. It was like Magic Conch.
Yeah.
Magic Conch.
That was wild.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
It was really weird.
The whole Super Bowl and the Super Bowl halftime show. I guess I wasn't really excited about the singers to begin with because I really don't care for their. Like I like
Yeah.
some of J-Lo's music, but like the old 1990s music that she did, Shakira. I don't know
Dude,
her music.
I just thought
I know
Shakira
Hips
when
Don't
I was
Lie,
younger
super
that
hot.
she was so hot, dude. That's why
But that
I
was
wanted
the whole
to see
appeal
her.
about the whole
Exactly.
halftime. Like
But
it
she's
was
like-
great visually.
Yes.
Loved it.
Hey,
I could have watched it with the sound off, and I,
I
would have
watched.
been just as happy.
I watched a
Made your own
42-year-old and
audio.
a 50-year-old. I watched a 42-year-old and a 50-year-old twerk on stage,
Dude,
and it was hot.
but I mean,
You
so,
know
so
what?
we were watching it. I made the joke while we were talking, about, like, because I was watching with my buddies, and I was like, because they were talking, they were like, "What's the target audience?" I was like, "The target audience is people in the bars watching it with the sound off right now,
Yes,
because
Yes.
no one
Yeah.
cares about the music.
The music.
Not a single person,
Yes.
besides like women who like Latin American people and
Yeah,
that care about that
No,
kind of music.
I think a lot of people would.
I think
watch the game
it was
for the halftime
entertainment.
show.
It was entertainment. I mean, it was cool, but it was the thing that was the weirdest to me. The whole thing. They had a bunch of people gyrating half naked on the stage.
Yeah,
Midway through, they're like, "Let's throw these kids on stage," and I'm like, "What?
Yes, you're right.
Why do you have
dude.
kids on stage when you're
there's-
half fucking naked?"
There's a bunch of stripper
And then
dudes.
as soon as the kids run off stage, there's half naked guys running back on stage. I'm like, dude, what is going
that
on
is such
here?
a good
That was weird.
examination of that. I didn't even realize that.
That was the
I didn't
weirdest
realize
thing
that.
in the whole thing to me. That was the only thing I could think of is why are there children on this stage right now with a stripper pole?
the way that I think about it though, especially, I don't get the whole like some of these men artists and just dancers. It's like I need to take my shirt off. Like if at any point, I don't care how jacked you are. Just don't take your fucking shirt
Right.
off on stage.
you
Yeah.
You're a
fucking hate
douchebag.
Usher.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Like, there's no reason for it.
well, we already had like that huge controversy with like Janet
naked,
Jackson back in the day.
You'll never want to go to an Usher show then.
Why? Oh,
half the time he takes off his fucking shirt.
Dude, he's a great singer,
He's
man.
like, yeah, not taking away from his talent.
Yeah,
It's just,
yeah.
why do you, what is that
Because
necessary,
it's-
man?
It appeals
It's
to
the
the younger
appeal.
audience, the
I
younger
know,
girls.
but
Yeah.
I know, but for the sake of yourself, and it's just like, I can't.
Gotta let it burn.
Like, I'm not open like that. Not, just.
Yeah. I feel you.
I
won't
personally
put
love
myself
being
out there.
shirtless. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's just one thing
And I
is.
don't have a great body. I just don't care. I don't like having shirts on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you like
yeah.
that's it.
That's
you
the same
just
with
like
me,
not
dude.
having a shirt on, but
Yeah.
to some
It's
degree, it's
comfortable.
like, why do you? I don't like it when people start taking their shirts off just for the sake of publicity, getting those
Yes.
pictures, like Matt.
Dude, okay, so I used to have a huge problem where I'd go to parties and stuff like that and take my shirt off.
Oh Lord,
Just because I was an asshole, I was just like, nah, I'm just going to do it. I want to feel comfortable.
So one of my best friends, Sean, he had a bad habit of ripping his wife beater every time he got drunk, or a white T-shirt if he had it on, ripped it right in
Ripped it.
half.
Oh,
Just because
why? Oh,
he was
did-
drunk. And
Oh,
he was
okay,
like,
I got you.
that was just his thing.
Yeah.
would he keep it on as a
Yeah,
vest?
sometimes.
Hell yeah, dude.
Dude, it's one of the most entertaining things. He doesn't do it anymore, but like,
I think that's a real
Back in
rite
the
of
day.
passage is like ripping a fucking shirt.
yeah,
When you're
oh
good.
yeah. It's
We've all done it.
a lot
Yeah,
more
yeah.
difficult than everyone thinks too.
No,
Like,
100%.
'cause you gotta get through
break
the
that
collar.
first scene. Yeah.
Once you get through the collar, though,
Yes, it's
as long as
super
you
easy.
keep one motion, and you won't
Yeah.
catch the bottom part of it.
Right.
You can't go bottom up either, which is really weird.
I don't think I've ever seen someone rip it from the bottom.
That's a test of
hilarious.
strength, dude. You know
Yeah,
how fucking
dude,
strong you'd have to be.
Hey, maybe for our 100 subscribers, that's gonna be what we do.
How about 200?
200 subscriber mark.
Or your first video.
All right. We got to figure out something for our 100 subscriber mark, though. I think that's a pretty monumental thing. We just hit it this morning,
Shotguns.
dude. Like, shotguns.
Like beer shotguns, not like.
But Trevor's
bang.
trying not to drink
Well,
right now
yeah.
and stuff like that. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it for both of us.
Strike out.
Yeah.
Strike out.
I think maybe a good thing would be like
Donate $100
throw a
to a
bowling
charity.
ball at my head.
We'll put a bonus.
I think
Yeah.
Just
No, I mean, it's just we
in
can
honor
end
of
up
CT
taking
in
some
honor of
photos
talking
or
about
whatever.
CTE.
yeah.
Here's an idea. Why don't we just record the Royal Diner?
Oh my
With
God.
the table
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
at the
yeah.
Royal Diner.
Yes,
It's
yes.
our bonus feature.
That'd be great. Oh yeah. So basically, did you guys like any of the commercials either?
Fucking loved the
Which one? Post Malone one?
No, that one was really funny.
That one
too.
was really funny.
What's
You see those?
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa's was entertaining. What's the stupid song that everyone loves?
Oh, Old Town Road.
Yeah, Old Town Road.
Oh,
I
yeah.
hate,
Yes,
I
you saw that?
despise that song, but that commercial was so fucking funny.
I thought it was fucking.
That was my
hilarious.
favorite commercial.
Who was the other one? Oh yeah, it was what's the guy from the ranch?
I always forget his name.
Sam Williams.
Yeah,
Sam. No, not Sam Williams. Sam something.
it's Sam.
Sam
something.
Smith.
Yes.
My
Definitely
favorite.
Sam Smith.
I feel like the one people are talking about is the Little Caesars one. The Little Caesars one was funny as
What was
hell
the Little
too.
Caesars one?
So it was about like their new like delivery service. And
yeah, that one
every
was
time
awesome.
every time they get, I think Little Caesars commercials to begin with are hilarious.
Sam Elliott.
Yeah. Oh,
But
that's
yeah, and then they're like, "Man, this is the best thing since sliced bread." And then it goes to like the
Sliced
Sliced
Bread
Bread
thing.
Corporation,
Yeah, yeah.
and they're like,
And this is
"Oh
the-
God, we have a problem."
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, the guy, like the delivery guy, goes back to like this door and he hands it, and he's like, "Wow, this is the best since sliced bread." I know.
Oh yeah.
There were so many good commercials, but there were so many like
Shitty ones, dude.
there was like so many heartbreaking commercials too. That were just like
That-
wanted
that
to
is
make
true.
you cry.
That is true.
You're gonna cry,
And I don't think there was enough good beer
Buy our
commercials
shit.
yet. One of my favorite ones
Happy
was
they just calm down on the beer commercials. Like
dude,
we
but
already know.
But dude, Bud Knight, the Bud
the
Knight,
Bud Night commercials are entertaining,
classic.
but like everyone knows about alcohol.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know what kind of beer
Another
you
one
like to
that-
drink.
Another one that I really liked
Unless
was
it's a brand new beer.
the
It's
Bill
just
Murray.
they put the most money down. They're
Well,
the
'cause they have the
biggest
most
sponsors
money.
of the NFL.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like basically, when you go to the Lions Stadium, Ford Field in general, you're looking at just as many Bud Light logos as Lion logos.
Who got in trouble? Who? No, somebody didn't get in trouble, but they're like they stopped sponsoring him because he was like fuck Bud Light or something like that, or fuck Modelo's. It was an athlete. It was an athlete that kind of denounced their like drink of choice. For
Oh,
them.
wasn't that Brock Lesnar?
That's
He's
who it
like,
was.
I'm getting
Yes,
I'm only
yes.
drinking Bud Light because Coors Light won't fucking sponsor me or something like
yes,
that.
because Coors
was
Light
after a
sponsors
match
the
in the
UFC.
UFC, yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. And they were like, we're not sponsoring you.
You know what was the
anymore. Like,
craziest commercial? Like the one that was like kind of serious. The one about the changing of the trying to bridge the gap between police and the NFL and like communities.
dude,
I was
that
like,
was
wow.
like shocking.
I was watching this and I'm like, dude, if only someone would have said something about this like 6 years ago.
Yeah,
and still
100%.
played for the 49ers.
100%.
And like now you're glorifying this thing that he was fighting for and you're not even letting him back in the NFL. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
How hypocritical.
Yeah.
And how ridiculous. And I mean I still understand why he's not in the NFL. He doesn't want to be.
There was
doesn't-
rumors that he wanted to come back.
Well,
Like,
dude, he blew
Publicity.
it. He blew it.
Well, he didn't-
had that. Well, no, because he had the tryout with the Falcons and at the Falcons facility with all the teams, and then he was like, the day of, he like changed locations.
Okay,
and
so
a lot
why
of
he
his
changed
teams went-
location is I think makes sense. They tell him he's going to do this tryout and he's like, okay. The day of, they're like, you can't have your own production team to like videotape your tryout. They
Yeah, that's
want
kinda
complete secrecy. That only the NFL gets to tape. Only the NFL gets to be there. And it's like, you're setting me up at this point in time. You like, even if you don't think, even if they're
That's
not
shady.
trying to, even if they're not trying to set you up, it feels like they're setting you up.
Yeah.
So now they're gonna send you this. They're gonna release only the bad things that he did and keep the good things to themselves.
To themselves, as
because
part
they're
of
just
their,
trying to crucify him.
Yeah.
To play devil's advocate on the NFL, though, NFL Films is like a multi-billion-dollar like thing now. You know,
What, their documentaries and
they're
stuff?
yeah, like
I
the
totally
NFL,
understand.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
so I get it from that point, but it is shady.
But
as
he was asking
shady.
to do it just for his own personal records, so that they can't do that.
Right.
So like, it'd be cool if they would have just been like, okay, you can have one film crew to watch your film. You can't release it unless we do something shady.
Like we own the rights.
Sign contracts. Like be like, you can't release this if we actually like do this the right way for you.
Right.
But like they do, coming from Colin Kaepernick, you don't know what they're gonna do. They've been pushing you out of the NFL since day one.
True.
So you don't know what they're gonna do. So he holds a workout. Sorry. He holds a workout at a college and or high school or whatever. Releases all the film, shows I can do this. He did it live. And he shows how good he still is. Because he was still really good.
Yeah.
Like he's still good enough to be a starting. He was still good enough to be a starting quarterback. That's for sure. Because people like Andy Dalton have a job.
Yeah, but he got benched.
All right.
Joe
Anyways, we're
Flacco.
not getting it.
This is the only thing I'm going to say about Kaepernick is like I appreciate what he was doing for that cause, but it also makes 100% sense why no team took a chance.
Oh,
on
I agree. I don't
Yeah.
have any problem.
Well,
with
if
the
you're going to
NFL
take
not
a
picking him
chance
up.
on Vick,
well,
you should
exactly.
take a chance on
Yeah.
That was my
Yes,
biggest
exactly.
Vic.
Exactly.
Greg Hardy or whatever the hell his name is, the one that became an MMA fighter because he was too violent.
Yes.
You have players, so many bad players in the NFL that do shitty things.
Yeah.
True. But I think it was more like teams like were just like, do we really want to take on
He's a publicity
the
stunt.
publicity with, you know, like, because it could
I
interfere
agree.
with the locker room and he'd probably just be your backup quarterback.
well,
at that
here's the
point.
thing. It's only going to affect you if you let it. So if people are just sitting there and making so many accusations and saying how much they hate that corporation, if they sit there and let all those things take weight and answer
the
and try and
biggest-
justify everything, then sure.
That's
But
the biggest
social
problem
media
with this
culture
society, man, is like we have like these tendencies that if somebody fucks up and like it goes back to
He didn't
that
even fuck
person.
up, though.
It goes back to that person that like
He did nothing wrong.
No.
It's like it goes back to that person though that said that meme and shit. Like, I mean, granted, like his company did not do enough to penalize him, but I don't think the company should be attacked for it. You know what I mean? They should keep their feet down, kind of just hold weight and whatever.
We're in
Well, the
SJW
thing is-
area,
Yes,
era that
Yes, exactly.
this
Exactly.
company's over if you don't fire that guy.
Exactly.
Everyone's gonna get on Google and fucking.
And that's fucked up. That's fucked up. You don't know what kind of position somebody hold and what weight they hold in a company, and we're fucking taking down corporations left and right that might be doing something great for us.
well,
just,
and
you know.
on top of that, it's Holly. They're not really.
Well,
known
yeah,
to
yeah.
not be-
I'm just using that as a stupid example, but like that's an unadmissible.
Twitter is a powerful thing, man.
Yeah.
Yelp and Google reviews are super powerful for businesses.
Oh,
When you
100%.
have a shitty review, even just one, people look at the shitty ones. They don't
Yeah.
care about the good ones.
There's your business plummeting.
It's
pretty much.
ridiculous how
How often do you guys read the reviews of the place you work at?
A lot.
all
Yeah,
the
I do.
time.
A lot.
But
Yeah,
you can
too.
tell it's funny because you can tell legitimate ones from people that are
Exactly.
just bitchy.
Yeah.
Like there was
you know?
one. So
It's
when
so
I was
funny.
working at Antonio's, there was one review about me that was just so wrong because it was only his
I
side.
remember.
It was only his side of the story,
Yeah.
and like Mike was like, "I'm not even gonna worry about it. It can stay there. No one's gonna believe it. Everyone knows because I mean, everyone pretty much knew me
Yeah.
at Antonio's. All the regulars, they know I'm not an asshole.
Yeah. Didn't they say you were yelling at him or some shit?
I was telling him he was a liar.
Oh
and
yeah,
that
yeah.
I didn't believe him, and that I was
I'm thinking the
being a
one of Nick.
dick on the phone. Oh yeah, it was Nick.
Yeah.
No, the guy was like he was a jerk on the phone. And I was like, dude, that's not at all what happened. I said I didn't know what happened.
Yes.
And that I would remake your pizza and send it out to you.
Yeah.
Because it was a mistake. And the guy was just so angry and just...
Dude, they don't
such
even
a
see
jerk.
through their own fucking blind rage. They're just like, I'm making this story whatever I want to fucking make it.
It is funny. So at Johnny Plax, I was reading one of the reviews, and it said it was a gay bar. And they just never... This is the funniest shit ever. And it's still there, I think.
Dude, I'd leave that. That's funny. Like, come on. If I was the owner of the business, man, I'd think that's funny. Whatever.
It's like
That's a little bit extra clientele that might walk in. Who
Yeah,
cares?
exactly. It's like Crystal Leah's podcast. It says that Dave Bautista's a fucking host on it. Dude, and he's like, Dave Bautista's never been on this podcast, and I don't have guests. He's like, but keep it.
Well, there was some of the reviews are also because it's right by a neighborhood and we didn't have really good parking before.
Yeah.
And like it was just neighbors posting like their disgruntledness with the way the girls park down the street on the street. And like,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like,
'cause isn't it
why
like-
are you posting that
Yeah.
to review the company?
I don't like the way that you're fucking parking on the street.
I don't like how your girls park on the street. It's like that has nothing to do with our business.
Yeah, exactly. That's just another 1-star review that just makes it look shitty for like why
it's
you haven't
crazy.
even stepped a fucking foot in here,
You
dude.
haven't even tried the food, and you're just telling me we're shitty.
Oh, man.
I never read the good ones, so I like if you leave 5 stars, I just scroll past it. I don't
Well,
Dude, I
yeah,
have a
because
bunch-
you just know
unless
that.
I see my name in
Yeah,
it. which
exactly.
I don't think I've ever seen my name in like one of the reviews.
I've seen it in a lot of ones, but not 5.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
joking.
Yeah, they say Tom Grace sucks.
Terrible.
I've actually written 5 of them against
Oh
you.
really? Yeah. Dude, my Yelp review name, I would leave like random ones, and I made my name Randy Moss on it for some reason. Just like trolled all these places for like a really long time.
Dude, I'm pretty sure we had a bunch on us at Chicken Shack. Dude, I used to go up to customers and talk to them in a obviously fake British accent for like the entire day. The entire day, dude. I'd be like, how you doing? Yeah, I'm from Liverpool.
Dude, we had a kid.
No one wants
There was
to
a
hear
kid
that.
that went to my, there was a kid that went to my high school that faked a British accent for like a couple years.
Really?
And then he snapped one time, like he got really pissed, and it was like straight like Midwestern like regular accent.
He's like, fuck you, dude. Why the fuck are you saying this shit?
It was.
Oh, speaking
it was
of
funny
accents,
as
you know,
hell,
what's
dude.
also was a really good commercial from the Super Bowl, the Boston one, with the guy from The Office.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
Toby
parking their car,
Flenderson?
yeah, the parking your car.
Yeah.
Dude, that was a great commercial.
Well, didn't-
what awesome technology that is too.
Right.
Yeah,
You
that
could
is.
get out of the car and the car parks itself.
They had
What?
they had another one. What was the other one with Toby Flenderson? It was the one I actually have it written here, but it's a Fox show commercial. And it was like Chef Gordon Ramsay, like it showed a bunch of things like him trying to have a good time, and like he was like cooking and stuff like that, and he's like, yeah, I'm having a great, like some guy walks up to him and he's like, how you doing? He's like, having a great time. And then Chef Gordon Ramsay through the fucking TV, he's like, that looks like fucking shit. It was like absolute shit. He's like, not so much
Anything
anymore."
with Gordon Ramsay is just great.
Exactly.
He's
Oh,
so
dude.
He was
fucking
like, do you
funny.
think that's a fucking small dice or something like that?
His
Yes.
rant compilations are so great.
They're
He's
fantastic.
a great personality.
Dude, I was watching Master Chef one time, and like this guy made like 3 bad plates, and he just like he goes, damn, and like he slaps like right in front of the plate.
Dude,
too.
my favorite is
So
the
funny.
idiot sandwich one.
Yeah.
Oh
He's
yeah,
talking to the girl. She's like, "What are you? An idiot sandwich?"
Dude,
Like, what?
I loved when he like on Hell's Kitchen when he'd have them like try to take his spot for the night or whatever. Remember he'd be like yell at me real quick, and they'd be like, you're an asshole, get back in there, and they're trying to act
Dude,
like
have you ever
get back
seen
in there and cook me that souffle.
Dude, I would go so hard on Gordon Ramsay.
There's
Oh,
a,
yeah. I'd
100%.
lay into
I
his
would
ass,
fucking
dude.
just
Yeah.
go off for
Yeah,
fun.
100%.
There's a clip on
Because he's
on
like the
YouTube.
nicest guy ever, though.
Oh, for
Yes.
sure. It's
Oh,
all
yeah.
it's all for views.
It's all-
and
yeah.
If you watch actual interviews with people that he cooked with and trained,
He's such a nice
Dude, his show on Disney Plus. He has a cooking show on Disney Plus now.
for children.
And it's so it's cooking. It's like he cooks around the world and he goes to like
Okay.
more impoverished areas with like really good cuisine, and he learns how to cook it like the people up in the mountains. He's
Oh, no
cooking,
shit.
He's cooking on like stone grills.
So he's
Like,
basically doing like a what was that one guy? Not Anthony Bourdain, but the other guy. He was like bald. He was like a bald chef. You know who I'm talking about?
Well, Anthony Bourdain went and did that too, though.
Yeah, but no, he didn't cook. Anthony Bourdain usually didn't cook.
He went to cultures and
Yeah.
ate and helped cook.
He helped
sometimes.
cook?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
okay.
but this guy. So the way the show is structured, he goes and learns for a week from like a head chef from that area.
Yeah.
And then they have a cook-off between the two of them. Somebody
Oh,
who's
shit.
been born and raised in that
Yeah,
culture and
yeah.
knowing how to do it versus him.
Does
So
he
he
usually
learns.
lose?
I think he won the first week.
Really?
Is it like
I didn't get to the end of the second week, but
is it like the Pepsi challenge where they don't know who made who?
yeah.
Okay,
So they don't know which one's
Okay.
cooked. So like the locals come and they get to like feast on this food that both of them made. And it's
Dude,
really
that's
cool.
really
dope,
fucking
dude.
cool. Actually, I want to watch
That's
that.
actually
It's on
He
Disney
actually like
Plus.
scaled. Yeah, he actually like scaled a mountain to find like a certain plant to use for his recipe.
No shit.
So he's like learning
No
how to
shit.
actually find the ingredients in this
Did you hear about
ridiculous terrain.
There's I heard about this on Joe Rogan's podcast, but it's a honey that you can hallucinate with.
I
Yeah.
should start listening to Joe Rogan's podcast.
You
I
did-
always hear such good things about
Dude,
it. I
it's
just,
You
so
need to, man.
it's got some of the most interesting ones. The
Even
one
if
that
you
I'm
just
talking about is
do the
Forrest
clips.
Galante.
Yeah.
You should Forrest Galante.
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 He's one of my favorite guests he has
Dude,
on there.
so
man.
far, man, he's a biologist. He talks about animals the entire time, and it's like super fucking interesting, dude.
I just
His
always thought,
specialty is to go find a species that people think are extinct.
oh, that's fucking cool.
He's found
Yeah.
like 7 or
So-
8.
Seven
I'd
or
so,
say.
eight,
like,
yeah,
the way-
something.
The way I've always seen Joe Rogan, I've always thought he was kind of douchey. So like I didn't really
is.
give any weight to his podcast, so I never watched it because I figured he was like his views were probably way different than mine.
It might be, but I think, dude,
No, I
he
think
he
he-
has people on that differ from him.
Yeah,
which
well,
is
I've seen
fucking
some of his
great.
podcasts, and he seems pretty down to earth, way
Yeah,
more than
He
I thought
leans
he was.
he leans liberally down to earth. That's
Yeah.
pretty much what he does. It's
Which is kind of where I'm at.
let
Yeah,
everybody
in
do
my
what they
life.
want as long as it doesn't hurt someone else.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Exactly.
does.
Yeah, that's a
It's
good
a great
mentality.
point of view.
The thing I've always respected about him is no matter like who his guest is, like I mean, in the range too. I mean, he had Bernie Sanders and Alex Jones on his podcast within a
He
year.
had Robert Downey
of each
Jr.
other.
even
exactly.
on, and Neil deGrasse Tyson.
But the
and-
thing is like he meets people where they're at, and like it's always like a good like conversation, and it's fair too. It's
Yeah,
never,
because
it's never a hit piece.
It
or
just
anything.
seems like Joe
Sometimes.
Rogan
the Twitter one was a hit piece.
listens to understand where someone else is coming from.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's how you should always go. Not listen to respond, listen to understand,
Right.
and then formulate a response.
And that's what his guests always say about him, and that's what I want for us is like really like guests to be like, wow, like you want to learn, like you're a couple learners because we don't like we're not,
Because people
we're not
have to understand that being okay is wrong.
Yes,
as long as you learn from what you're wrong.
Exactly. You
And
can
that's what I
find
was trying
people
to
with
explain to
differing
people.
opinions and still learn from them. You don't have to hold your opinion every time. And I think we talked about this like much earlier in the podcast. It was like there is room for change for all of us. Yeah, I think
Well, that's
so.
partially why we do the podcast. It helps me have like at least an hour and a half every week where I can yell at myself.
Yeah.
Just to
Yeah.
think about
Yeah.
how to work on myself.
Well,
Yeah.
so like both my Facebook has become pretty much like a mecca for controversy. 'Cause I post,
I like reading your
I
posts.
see it.
I post a lot
I
of
see
really
it,
controversial shit. I used to be a lot worse about it because I used to love to listen to arguments, but now I've gotten tired
Yeah.
of it where I'm like, oh my God, these people won't shut up.
Yeah.
And then everyone private messages me and wants to talk about how someone else is acting. I'm like, dude,
Well,
I don't actually care that much. Like,
and it never resolves any problems. That's the thing.
no, because no one
one
actually
learns.
cares to
No.
learn what anybody else is talking about. They just want to yell
out
at people
what-
on Facebook.
And,
And
spit,
they
out
wouldn't-
what, spit out what they give a shit
Yeah,
about.
they wouldn't even say 97% of what they say in their comments if they're setting like this with
Hell
that
no.
person.
Exactly.
No one would talk to other people the way that they talk on my posts.
No, exactly.
I've gotten so many private messages from people like either apologizing me for sounding racist or one of my friends going, wow, that guy's super racist.
Yeah.
Because some of the time they sound pretty racist when they talk on my post because they don't care to understand the other side. They just want to yell.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they sound kind of racist. So like people message me like, why do you have so many racist friends on your I'm like, dude, they're not racist. They're just they misunderstand. They don't get it.
That's what I hate is that even if you take the time to type out that long of a message where it's well worded, most of the people won't take, they'll read only those
The snippets.
2-line comments
Yes.
and one word that you said, and then just not even, they'll just bring up a whole nother point that they hate about you or something that you're arguing.
Dude, that's okay. So I had this post a long time ago, and I don't really stand by it too much anymore, but I was basically fucking like railing apart like the hippie culture and stuff like
the
that.
raves. Yeah, we
yeah,
talked about
rave
that.
scenes and stuff like that. And nobody really had much to say. I was bringing up like factual stuff, but there was like some things like where I was like, yeah, you're just listening to a bunch of fucking robot noises, and then they like just like pick that apart, and I'm like, dude, there's a bunch there that you could have commented on, and you just like. And I was fucking around. I was just making a joke out of it because I like to say like stupid shit to kind of like weigh out
Ruffle some
something.
feathers.
Yeah,
I
and
do
weigh
that
out
all the
something.
time.
I like to like I like to break down something and make it very simplified and
You're
make
a
it sound
troll.
stupid. Yes. Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
I am a troll.
I'm a troll.
Sometimes. Not so much anymore. I think I'm in the same boat where
it's
I
become-
calmed up. Yeah.
Like it was trolling, and
Yeah.
then now it's just like I don't even want to deal with it anymore.
yeah, exactly.
I'd rather learn from
Yeah.
what people are saying to me than argue
Exactly.
with you.
That's
And-
why I don't really spend too much time. Like, I don't read anybody's personal posts on social media unless somehow I scroll past and it catches my eye.
Well, the only personal post I've posted in a while is the one the other day, but I was tired of people like, oh, who cares about the NFL or football or blah, blah. It's like, dude, why are you bashing something that someone else likes?
Yes, exactly.
Like,
exactly.
Just don't pay attention to it.
Don't talk about it. Just
Like,
how about you?
So
just
you're
put
upset
that off your
because
feed?
you're
Yeah.
upset because
Yes.
Sunday and Monday people are talking about the Super Bowl. You're dumb.
Yes.
Guess what? Deal with it.
Yeah, there was a guy. I work at a Chrysler building, so there's a kitchen that's there, and it's the technical center of Chrysler. So it's the most awkward people and the weirdly opinionated people. And so this guy walked up to the cashier lady, and she's like, "How's your day?" And he was like, "Oh, it was pretty good." And he's like, "I really didn't enjoy the Super Strip Club Bowl, whatever you want to call it last night." Like, that's the first thing he said. He's like, "I don't appreciate that." And so I was thinking in my head, he's like, "Well, it's a disgrace to women." And I'm thinking, well, like, clearly that has a bug up your ass. And I guarantee you watched that video at least 10 times, mad that your wife doesn't look like
And
that.
you were
that's
so
pretty much
happy
dude.
watching that.
Yeah, like he's just
There
mad
was
that
so
he
much
doesn't
bliss.
have that.
Honey, I got to go to the bathroom. Don't bother me for 15 minutes.
But it's like that's the thing is like I mean I wasn't a huge fan of the halftime show because it was just it was a weird Super Bowl halftime
Oh,
show.
100%.
Yeah.
But like
100%.
I'm not mad because the girls are on stage dancing. I mean, sure there could have been more modest people doing it, but who cares?
Don't fucking watch
It doesn't
it.
ruin my
Fucking
day.
sells. That's how.
watch it.
Yeah, exactly. Sex sells. That's
does,
what people
it does.
aren't
It's
understanding.
2020 too,
does,
dude.
yep.
Like that's your sexuality is becoming so more about you now more than ever.
Yeah.
Just because of how the culture is going, and I think it's good that there's a lot more awareness coming towards people, and so that they have better support systems and more not feedback, but I guess like a guideline, kind of like when you go to college, you know, they give you that planner that shows your step guide, the 15 steps till you graduate your undergraduate, you know. So now people, it's like now they're going to be able to have a lot better of a system. To
Yeah,
be
they
able
got
to,
more
like,
support.
okay, well, I'm a gay white male. All right, where do I start with this? Now you're going to have 20 people that can help you out and know a little bit about it rather
than
than
nobody.
hiding it and bringing it up to somebody and possibly them not even talking
Parents
to you
are
anymore.
becoming more
Yeah.
understanding because it's a thing that's just happening and there's nothing you can do about it.
I also
Exactly,
think that some
exactly.
people do force their kids into some sexuality.
100%.
Because it's like,
Yeah.
oh, well,
There's, like,
Tim likes to wear a
transgender
dress.
family.
Well, he wants to be a girl.
Dude,
you're a girl.
I
Like-
literally fucking I hate that, dude.
I just read an article the other day, and I didn't repost it 'cause I
a
didn't want the
touchy
controversy.
subject,
It's a weird
yeah.
thing to talk about, but like it was a transgender couple. So the girl became a boy and the boy became a girl, and they had a kid together, and now they're raising their kid to be transgender. It's like that is way.
Oh, okay.
And the kid was like 3 or 4 years old. It's like, what are you doing?
and then that kid even
Why
wanna
aren't you
be.
letting
Yeah.
that kid decide for himself?
Yeah,
I'm all
right.
for it. If that's what
Maybe
you
it was the
want
proper
to do.
gender. Maybe they were already the proper gender for
And now
themselves.
you're gonna and guess what? Now you're gonna raise him to be kind of fucked up because now they didn't get to experience the
cisgender
the
lifestyle.
the way they were supposed to
Yeah.
deal with childhood.
Yeah.
I honestly think that, I mean, some people might not agree with this, but I honestly think it should be illegal for anybody to administer or hormones to anybody except themselves as a legal adult.
Yeah.
Like parents should not be allowed to giving their 8-year-old kid hormones.
I think it should be like the consent of
even
sex.
like 13-year-olds.
That can hurt your development in the mind.
I think it should be the consent of sex. I think 16 years old that's
better than 8 years old.
Yes,
I'd rather have
100%.
16.
You're almost a fully
Even
developed
13,
person.
you're still not making your own decisions
exactly.
fully.
Exactly.
You're still trying to either fit into a clique or
Dude,
find what you want to do.
I could have
whatever.
made some
You don't know who you
decisions when
are.
I was 13 that would have fucked my life up.
Oh,
You know what I mean,
100%.
dude? Like get fucking face tattoos or
I
something.
probably would
shit
have dropped
like
out
that,
of school if I had the choice.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And you're not letting you're letting them choose to go through a transition that's really rough on your body and your mind.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I think like, and people on the other side of the argument will, argue, oh, well, what if they actually do turn out to be this way, feeling that they're trapped in a different body, but they had to go through the puberty of that or whatever, that the gender that they're not. That's stupid to me. I mean, I think young people, puberty is something where it's like, if you make it through puberty and you still believe that you feel as if you are the other gender, then all means, please do as you will. It doesn't affect me.
Well, it's going to super
care.
hurt your body if you're fighting puberty with hormones.
And
Well,
I saw
males don't
something.
finish puberty till 18, right?
Something like that. I don't think we finished puberty fully like
Till
grew up
25,
till, like,
actually.
25 is your frontal cortex in your brain.
That's all puberty, actually.
Yeah.
All puberty. Yeah.
Is
it's,
that?
it's a full cycle of puberty. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's. I mean, by the time you're 18, you're pretty much done with puberty.
That's why I'm never gonna fucking grow a beard, dude.
But what were you gonna say? You were gonna say something.
I got 3 more years to figure this.
This
Yeah,
is, This
exactly.
is me right here.
Exactly.
Like, this is,
Dude, I
just
get the
grow
same
patches
thing.
in
I'm doing
my-
okay.
I grow a good
Yeah,
mustache.
you
doing
have
okay.
a fantastic beard, dude.
That
You've
beard
had it
oil's
since you were
working
fucking
out.
19, dude.
I started growing facial hair to the point where it would have looked good if I trimmed it right when I was
Yeah.
14.
Wow.
Dude, I came out of the gate strong, bro. I was like 9 years old with fucking dirt stash already coming in. I was like, all right, yeah, we got this going. And then I hit like 14, 15. Everybody's filling out. I'm like, fuck, dude. I got like this soul patch and still the dirt stash going.
Nothing looks worse than that middle school dirt stash and that
man.
I
kid that
loved it,
does
dude.
not shave
I
that
had a
shit,
fucking
man. I could not.
unibrow. I had a unibrow and a dirt stash, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Hey, I
didn't-
mean, at least you're rocking the whole thing with pride, though.
I really didn't
I
grow
give a
like
shit.
facial hair till I was like 13 or 14, so I got pretty lucky that I didn't go through the middle school.
hell yeah.
Well, I mean, I got it, but I trimmed it because I was like, I don't want to look
Yeah.
Douchey?
Yeah.
not even douchey. It's just like
Odd.
it looks. It's to me, it's like gross. When,
Awkward.
You know,
Yeah,
I don't know
well,
why.
I had it at first, like right here. You know, where it
Yeah,
all starts,
that's
where it
where it
always
started for
starts.
me, too.
You
I
know,
don't know.
right at the corner
the
of your
mustache,
lips.
Yeah, the mustache has
Yeah.
that connotation where, like, if it's not full and pretty, it's gross.
Oh,
Yes,
that's why I don't
exactly.
shave.
If I could literally just grow facial hair,
Right-
this,
right there.
these 2 patches right here,
You can get
I
like
have
dealt-
that issue right here.
Well, here's the thing. I dealt with my dad, which like my dad, strict dude, wouldn't let me shave until I was like, I don't know, 12 years old. And then by that time I was like, dude, I already got a full mustache. I'm just gonna like kind of rock it for another year. And then when I was 13, I actually started shaving and stuff.
Well, yeah, I don't shave my face like around like if I decide to keep the mustache, I don't shave like the sides or the chin until it's
Dude,
a full
you
mustache.
grow a killer mustache too.
Once it's
like
a full mustache, I'm okay to
fucking
shave this,
curl
but I
it
feel
and shit.
weird if I don't shave. If I shave this, and I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
got the like just
Yeah.
the
growing
middle way.
mustache. It's weird.
there's
some
there's
people
a
can
weird
rock
ratio.
it, and some people just look like a pedophile.
Yeah.
It's
No,
no
I
in
do,
between.
bro. I do, and I
Yeah.
fucking love it, dude.
Embrace it.
I actually really wanted to ask Trevor something. And you talked about beard oil. Like, can you explain what that does for like your beard? Does it enhance
Soft.
Oh,
growth?
hey Adam, can you
Soften.
go and grab that out of the
Yeah,
bathroom?
actually, I
Because
can.
there's actually something I want to read off of that in there. But it's pretty much just it has ingredients in it that help boost skin health and hair follicle health and just growth.
Okay.
So I mean, it's just something you basically just run it through. It makes it a lot smoother and also just like a little bit moldable with texture.
Do you put it on like
You put it on bare skin too to help stimulate hair growth.
hair growth? Oh, dude.
Because I don't grow hair very well.
You should use it.
Yeah, it's like this one's just Arlo's. It's what was that? It was It has, what is it
Sponsor us,
called?
Arlo.
100% natural castor oil pro growth formula. And then it says a powerful blend that will stimulate hair growth and strengthen that sweet Fu Manchu for max volume. Hell yeah.
Dude, I wish I could grow a Fu Manchu. That'd be
Dude, I'm
sweet.
close, man. I'm close. I just need the full connection right here.
Do you feel like your beard got a lot fuller?
This here a little bit because I never really got good hair growth on the sides, but I don't care. I trim this down most of the time anyways.
Right.
Just because I like having it's itchy when it grows above your jawline.
Well, and it's probably softer now that you use the oils.
Yeah, and it's way softer.
Yeah.
It is
that's
way
why
softer.
you use like conditioner in your hair to like
100%.
clean your scalp so you grow better hair.
I told Trevor no shave November because I didn't shave for all of November. And actually, I got really close to a full beard, but I was like you, I had those. I got like that, dude, and it comes down
Can I
here.
try some of this?
But
Yeah, go ahead. You'd probably only need like less than
yeah,
the
like a
size of
little drop.
penny.
Yeah, little drop.
Should be open.
But anyway, so I mean, I did that, and like I told Trevor, I was like, yeah, dude, like my beard just gets like way too itchy, so I don't know if I'm gonna do no shave in November. He gave me the idea to get beard oil. I used it. My beard was soft, dude. It was like, it was like fucking. I could run my hands through it. It didn't itch me when I was sleeping at night and stuff like that. So I was like, Gucci.
Well,
So I swear by him.
Beard oils is exactly why you use conditioner in your hair to make it
Exactly.
soft.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's just healthier, and your beard
It puts oils into your hair.
Yes, yes, because normally
your facial hair is so rough that
Yes.
it needs that extra. oomph.
Well, normally, dude, just like soap and stuff like gets on that. If you wash your face every night, it's washing the oils actually off your skin and off your beard. That's why I don't like washing my face and stuff. But maybe I need to sometimes. All right, so I wanted to get onto a last couple subjects. You wanted to talk about.
I was just curious what you guys are thinking about the fucking coronavirus right now, man.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's
Jordan's
actually
got it right now, dude. You hear him call?
I actually haven't really read much about it, so I really don't know too much about it. But I feel like it's kind of one of those scare tactic viruses. Again,
I think so too, in a weird way,
Like the
dude. And I'm usually
norovirus
not a
said.
conspiracy kind of person. I feel like it's population control at this point, dude.
in China.
Yes.
Did you hear what they're doing though?
They sectioned off all of China.
No. Detroit.
Oh no.
We landed a plane with people from China, right?
Yeah,
A full plane with like 140 people.
They're
From
going to quarantine a piece of Detroit off for it, like a hospital in Detroit.
Are you
off for
serious?
it. Yeah, 100%.
yeah, they hired like 100
Wow.
staff or something.
Because we have like
that.
one of the best medical staffs in the world, like in the
In the
world.
world, yeah.
like University of Detroit Mercy and U of M, like that.
Dude,
we
you're
have some of the
taking
best
Cleveland.
hospitals in the
Cleveland
country.
Clinic.
Cleveland Clinic.
So
Yeah.
which is why like we got like 104 patients from China.
Oh,
This
dude.
is my coronavirus conspiracy.
Yeah.
It started in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Hong Kong has been protesting the Chinese government. The Chinese government has a
It
track
did not
record.
start. It
It
started
didn't
in
start-
Wuhan. It started in Wuhan.
Did it? It
Called the
spread.
Wuhan virus.
Didn't it spread to Hong Kong like
It
within
did.
the first steps of it?
Beijing.
What did
Beijing.
it started
So I
with
was
them-
misinformed. That's
Yeah, yeah,
my fault.
yeah.
It started with them eating
sorry.
like some
Bats.
like bat soup.
Yeah.
I think it was
That's why
bat
you
soup.
don't
They-
have to explore eating everything.
Okay, so actually,
'Cause you
so
don't
there
know the
was
viruses that they
confirmed
have.
cases. Here's the weird thing: is they think that it started at that market. There was a market that sold exotic animals to eat and stuff like that. But we actually found previous cases from before that market that had like they were blood samples from like months ago.
Probably
that
because
still
people
had.
eat weird shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why
But
you
it's
don't
weird that it
eat
didn't
things with
form.
rabies.
Yeah.
You don't know what virus that
You fucking don't.
animal has. From,
Yeah, exactly. And they don't cook it well enough. They don't cook it
Well,
up to
just like
temperature.
humans.
That's it,
We
but also-
create new viruses all the time because our evolution. That's
Yes,
just how
exactly,
it works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like poverty and the situation and the availability of resources to live over there is in a way far worse situation than we are per
True
se
that.
though. You know, so them going into that exotic food, there's a shit ton of bats, dude.
Yeah, but
So like
I'm
them,
not
so that's why
thinking
they're
that
buying
sounds
bats.
delicious.
I feel like
Yeah,
they're
of course, but also so in other cultures they eat cats and dogs.
True that,
and you
yeah.
know they just look at them entirely different.
And
India,
then we
they don't
get
touch a
pissed off
cow.
and fucking
Yeah.
light our torches and go after other cultures that are
Yeah.
eating cats and dogs, and it's like, well,
Yeah.
that's just
That's I
we
think what
domesticated them.
Trevor was talking about though.
domesticated
We're
animals.
we're
It's a
It's a
literally
North American thing, really.
we're xenophobic and like of these Chinese at this point and like almost
Oh, dude, yeah, we're gonna start. Well, that's just how it is. Like,
it's
To some degree, it's xenophobia, but at the same time, because understand
It's caution.
It's caution,
It
but
is.
if there's a person, say, dude, we're in Michigan. If you're walking in downtown Royal Oak and you see a Chinese person, if you think that they might have the coronavirus, you're a
stupid.
judgmental piece of shit.
Well, you're
for
stupid
doing
at that
dude.
point. You're
like,
stupid.
That's like, come on.
Dude,
America
okay.
in a nutshell.
Yeah.
That's
I
just so
found
stupid,
myself
though.
getting this thought, and I mean, like, dude, fucking roast me at the stake if you will, but like, I literally like looked at an Asian person the other day, and I was like, for like a second, it was just like the second of like, holy shit, dude, like.
Well, if I see you
know what I
walking
mean?
around with a mask over your face, I'm gonna be a little weirded out.
They weren't even
I'm not
wearing a
gonna lie.
mask. I
That
think I
freaks
was
me the
in my
fuck out when I
mind.
see that shit in public, dude.
Like I've been like looking at so many articles and shit like that my mind probably subconsciously associated like Asian complexity with illness, right?
Well, that's just
you know
how
what
it
I mean?
happens. That's, I mean, your
Yes.
brain, you can't really control the
9/11
Exactly.
syndrome.
Exactly. It was like a millisecond.
But I'm saying
you know
is
what I
that,
mean?
100%.
but I'm not saying is that you're going, oh shit moment. That's 1 second. I'm
Yeah,
talking about people
yeah.
that are like,
We're like,
they
can't
might
be
have,
around
they might have the
sometimes.
coronavirus,
Yeah,
you know. So
yeah.
that's where there is xenophobia. But people were saying it's xenophobia and racism to the point where there's flights getting shut down from people in China going to any country.
That's crazy.
Which that's not racist.
Well,
that's not xenophobic.
Yeah, that's cautious.
That's just being cautious.
gotta
and
be
Delta.
cautious.
Delta
That's
shut
a
down.
WHO, dude. That's
Yeah.
part of their job is to
you have to
manage
shut
that.
down
Yeah.
places where you think something's happening that's bad.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like you're not gonna be like, okay, yeah, you can come to my country.
Yeah,
And if you
exactly.
think
Like-
that disease was prevalent in that place and they got it and they have that certain immune system, well, how easy do you think everybody else is going to get it? Because they're not
exactly.
from there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just how it works. Like you have to be cautious about, especially something that kind of looks like a plague. Mm-hmm. Like that's not curable right now.
Yeah. Well, as far as we know, they've made some concoction that it's 2 and 4, 50% success rate
That's
right
a
now.
low success
That's
rate
a very
for-
low success rate, but it's like an HIV cocktail, basically, like what they use for like HIV vaccines and stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Right now, it's okay to be cautious.
100%.
Once
100%.
you find a
And
cure,
this isn't even that scary, dude. We had Ebola, which was so much more fucked
frightening.
up. Yes, exactly. By this time,
just
we already
disappeared.
had. By this time already, we already had 1,000 cases.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the U.S.
Swine flu,
By the
too.
time, same thing.
We have 11 right now.
H1N
as of
12.
As of
12.
yeah, the article I read a couple days ago was 11. Now 12, and I
12.
think worldwide, when I read it a few days ago, it said 4,000 something overall cases.
yeah. At this
And
point
it's
in
like
time, I just think we're
100 in
overreacting.
any
But
other
that's-
country.
But
Yeah.
that's social media.
It's scary, dude. Like,
It is
wash
scary.
your
Everything's
fucking hands,
scary.
dude. That's it. That's all we need to do.
Well, I was saying is
Practice,
it's not
practice.
that much.
Yeah.
The
As
world-
in,
the
you're
world
right.
is
The
scary.
Ebola,
Yes,
like Ebola is so much more E. coli. The H1N1,
common flu.
the
Common flu.
the common cold.
Yeah.
That can kill.
Pneumonia.
Common cold can kill infants and kids
Yeah,
easily.
exactly.
It's a
Yeah.
very strong.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
but if you-
pneumonia,
Yeah.
like pneumonia kills you because it shuts down your respiratory system.
Yes,
when you're
exactly.
breathing.
Exactly.
It's just I think that you're right. Is that we do need to take precaution, but
Don't
you should
overreact.
always worry the most about the things that you can control.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Like you said, wash your hands. There's somebody coughing and sneezing, don't stand next to them.
Yes,
Walk
exactly.
out of the room even.
Don't smoke
Exactly.
with them.
Yes,
Don't,
exactly.
Don't eat food off of them.
Exactly.
Don't drink off of them.
Exactly.
But don't
No,
just cut out people just because you.
You're
sick. You're
yeah,
sick.
yeah, exactly. I'm quarantining myself. You know, dude.
Everyone's
those-
sick every day.
Yeah, exactly. It passes. It goes through. That's it. I mean, if you're not willing to be around people that are sick, you're probably gonna die early. Actually, to be
And
honest,
don't work
because
in the food industry because most
Yes.
girls that are working as waitresses are going for nursing. Guess what? They're in the hospital all day,
Yep.
and now, dude, Johnny Blacks, everyone's sick always.
yeah,
Like,
but it's
all the
actually a
girls
really
in front
healthy
always
thing to
get
get sick.
Oh yeah,
Because you're actually building up immunities because as viruses and stuff like that grow and they mutate and they get stronger, they get harder to beat.
I was
but
sick
our
a lot
bodies-
as a kid.
Yeah.
That's why like I don't get sick very often
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I
yeah,
get sick-
exactly.
Yeah, I got the flu, strep throat, I forget what other thing I got sick really bad 3 times. But ever since I've been older, I've had like bad nights where I got pukes because there was that bug going around last year where you
Oh my
puke
God.
for a night and then it's done.
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day, actually. I
Did
actually
you
got
actually?
sick during
The
St.
beer
Patrick's
beer
Day.
flu.
You know what really scares me?
Unfortunately, it was not that because I felt so bad because I had really just started at The
Johnny
Godfather.
Black's? Oh, okay. Yeah.
And like I had to call off the next day, and I was like, "Don't think it's me being hungover. I can deal with the hangover. When I can't do it, I literally We were out and about, and like halfway through the day, I hadn't drank that much because I like started to feel a little sick, so I was like taking it easy. Halfway through the day, we like went to downtown Shelby, went bar hopping, and all of a sudden, like my whole body just got hot.
Oh God, that's the worst.
And I was like, and I felt like I just laid my head down and I was falling asleep, and I was like, dude,
Like in the bar?
Yeah, in the bar.
Oh shit.
And I didn't want like some
fuck,
bouncer to
dude.
think like I'm just trash.
Yeah, or
dude.
you're on drugs or something.
So I'm
yeah.
like, you guys, I gotta go. Like, I gotta go home. And like my whole body ended up getting cold, and I'm like, dude, I can't manage my heat. So they all went back out to the bars, and I'm just puking in the bathroom. Jesus. And like I passed out, and I woke back up when they all got back home, puked again, and like I was like, fuck, they're gonna think I'm like hungover tomorrow, and
yeah.
so I called the next day, called Tristan, and I was like, hey, just so you know me, I'm not hungover. I have to call off today. I'm super sick.
Yeah.
Like halfway through the day of going out on St. Patrick's Day, I was just so
Dude,
sick.
That's like the worst time to get sick.
I know, dude. I was so
You're
pissed.
hyped up, dude.
Like I have the day off.
Yeah.
I get to go out and
Fuck,
drink.
The worst time I ever got sick was, I believe it was either 5th or 6th grade. I got the stomach flu over Christmas vacation from like 2 days before, no, the day before Christmas, and then for like the next week. And at one point, I was sitting on the toilet. Well, not sitting on the toilet, actually. I was sitting on like, I was throwing up into the toilet, sitting on like a magazine like box that was sturdy. So I was facing the toilet, sitting on it.
Yeah.
And I throw up this one time, sitting, and shit my pants. Just straight diarrhea.
Dude.
That's awesome.
Went all the way to the back of my knees. Dude, like, dude, I had to take a shower. Oh my God, dude. My mom felt so bad. She's just like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But at first I was like, Mom, she's like, what? I shit myself. She was like, what? I shit myself, and she like laughed a little bit, and then started. Dude,
That's
you
funny.
shit your pants. But then after that, a few days later, I felt better. So this was back when I skated. So I went to the skate park, and I was like, dude, I want to like sweat the rest of this out because I'm starting to feel better. I'm there for an hour, and I'm like, dude, I feel like shit. So I go home, and I'm sitting there watching TV in a lazy boy.
You pooped again?
No. I'm sitting there in a lazy boy, and I'm like, oh, God. And next thing you know, I didn't even feel like I had to puke. Nothing. Next thing you know, there's this funnel just flying and hits the right armrest and scatters all over the floor. And I look at my dad, and he's just like, go to the fucking bathroom.
Yeah.
So I run, puke all over the kitchen floor. And then as I run into the bathroom, puke on the floor. And then I go to like lean in the toilet, slip in my puke, and then puke on the floor again. Get onto the toilet. Done. Didn't even puke in the toilet.
Jesus.
So my dad is like, dude, go take a shower. I'll clean this up. It's like, I'm a hot fucking mess right now.
I had the stomach flu. This is the first time I had the stomach flu. Coincidentally, it was the first time I ever drank alcoholic eggnog, dude, when I was like
Oh, boy.
7 years old, dude.
Good mixture right there.
And dude, I was like, dude, like my dad didn't even know it was alcoholic eggnog. And I was like, I fucking love eggnog, dude. I killed half the fucking half gallon or whatever. And I was like, I'm like fucking woozy as shit. My parents are like, holy shit, like it's alcoholic. So they put me in my bed, dude. And I was already feeling kind of shitty earlier that day. And dude, I just started throwing up. It's not because of the alcohol, maybe. It could have been because of the alcohol too. But I ended up
Alcohol.
Probably the alcohol. You were 7 years old.
yeah. But no, I also had the stomach flu, like starting that night or whatever.
Well,
And-
the alcohol probably took down your
Immune system.
and
Oh,
it was
100%.
just like full charge.
And so I threw up all over my bed, and like, dude, I was like hammered as shit. So I'm like, and I'm like fucking laying there, dude, in my own throw up for 9 hours, dude.
Oh my God.
Still sleeping, all over my head, all over my pillow, all over my body, dude. I was like, yeah. Woke up in the morning, my dad's like, are you fucking kidding me? He's like, oh man, yeah. I used to fuck
Dude,
up a lot.
the worst I've ever had, like getting sick. One time I was on a plane,
Okay.
and we were getting like crazy turbulence, and like I was fine the entire day. And it was like just insane turbulence, and I remember I just started crying and like shaking on the plane. I was like, I feel terrible, you know, like that.
Yeah.
And then we're driving home. I felt fine, and then all of a sudden, dude, I just started puking in my mom's back seat, and like halfway, it was like Brian when he throws up on Family Guy. It was just like, it just kept going.
Yeah.
My dad just like grabbed a bag and like slung it around and like caught half of it. And he was like, I had to go to urgent care that night and everything. And they were like, dude, you got like the worst case of like turbulence I've ever seen, like motion sickness, dude. Yeah, it was fucked. So that's I don't really throw up that much though.
I need to rate something for another
Luckily,
episode.
I've never had like motion sickness issues. I'm really happy about that.
Dude, I that's the only time it's ever happened to me. I was like 13. I've been on planes since. Never happened.
I think I'm blessed and with the motion sickness not getting that because I was raised like going out on the boat, so you get used to that movement pretty easy, you know. And also like doing sports, like I also did motocross and shit. Like I'm used to being thrown around, whatever.
Speaking of sickness, though, did you guys hear what's happening with Justin Bieber?
No.
I guess he's like really sick. I don't know, from like something serious, like from something serious,
I
dude. Like he had to, like I saw an article earlier. It was like he has to have an IV to get out of bed.
God damn.
Wow.
Yeah. Like something's going on with him, dude. HIV, dude. You know,
prayers up for fucking Biebs,
right?
Did you
dude?
say HIV?
I mean, it could be. I don't know.
I don't think he.
It's probably it
Let me look
has
it
to be
up.
like an
Can you look it
autoimmune
up, man?
system problem.
Okay.
Dude,
I was gonna say earlier though, is because we were talking about Michael Jackson and how like him being famous from a kid really stunted his growth as a person and how he could develop.
Yeah.
You know, I was gonna say is that isn't Justin Bieber kind of an example of that, but kind of gone more right because he had a lot more guidance and he got famous as a kid. And he was kind of a little shit for a while.
Yeah.
But he's really grown into his own and become
So the
better,
way I view
you know?
Justin Bieber, because like I hear people talk shit about him all the time. He's us growing up. He's literally does things that we would do
when we were younger.
same age as us.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So what is
He
it?
has Lyme disease.
Oh, he has
Lyme.
Lyme
Lyme
disease. That's
disease.
super serious,
Fuck,
man.
dude.
That is super
I
serious.
have a good friend who has Lyme disease.
That poor guy, man.
Chronic mono.
chronic mono too.
That's
Mono's not a joke.
Yeah, double whammy.
Mono
Those
sucks.
are both scary.
Yeah, I had mono when
At
I
the
was
same
younger.
time, too,
Never had
dude.
mono.
You probably do have mono without even knowing, but your body just, it's like within 90% of the population right now. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Isn't that
luckily
crazy?
I've never like gotten sick from that.
Oh, I got sick, dude.
I'm staying in the crib
What do
now,
you mean
man. You
90%
just freaked me
has
out.
like they
90% of the
It's a
population has
dormant
mono,
disease,
and
maybe?
yes, it's a dormant disease.
Oh yeah, that's like herpes. A lot of the people,
Yeah.
like it's like 8 or 9 out of 10 people
Have herpes.
carry the herpes strain. It's because
Yes.
like chicken pox is herpes. It's just like a
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, and one last thing I wanted to talk. Dude, that really does suck.
feel bad for him,
I
man.
know,
Right?
man. I know.
Like he's a douche, but like
Well, he came back to his own though. He used to do terrible things, but now he's actually
well,
He's minding his own business.
On the lines of terrible things, like he got mad at paparazzi. They're fucking annoying.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%, dude. I don't fault
And
him
you got,
for
like, a
anything. That's
DUI
really
in
sad.
Miami.
Well, I'm talking more about like
DUI.
him egging
He's
and
got-
TPing a house, causing over $1 million in damage,
Or
and
like
street
his
racing his
monkey.
Lamborghini down
Once again,
Hollywood
shit
Boulevard.
that we would do if we got
Of
rich
course,
for no
yes.
reason.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
No,
I'm
yeah.
saying he had his
He
bad
did
parts,
shitty
but-
things.
Yes.
But like I see that as the things that we do.
Yeah,
Insanely
Exactly.
rich. Isn't
He
Baby like
lives and he
still the
learns.
most viewed video on YouTube?
Baby is one of
What?
the most viewed. It's probably a top 25.
He's probably
or
like
something.
the most viewed artist on
YouTube.
That's
I
how he
bet
started.
he's- I bet he's top 5 right now. Still,
Oh, I think he's number one, probably.
he's probably number 1.
You got to think how many songs he's been featured on and everything. But yeah, anyways, that's awful. State of the Union address. This is the last thing I want to talk about. Bring it off with a wild spin.
Didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it.
Didn't watch
So
it.
let me basically tell you what happened the whole time. I did watch it, and I remained very fucking central about it. You know what I mean?
Open-minded about it.
Neither leaning one way or the other. Trump did a very good job fucking keeping himself together.
So he
you know,
finally
for-
listened to his fucking crew.
Yeah, 100%, dude. He didn't say anything that was radical. One thing that he did that's upsetting people right now is that he gave the presidential
So fucking
That award.
presidential
Rush
medal of
Limbaugh.
peace to Rush Limbaugh, which yes, is controversial, super controversial. But I guess to the right, he's a hero, and you know, to the left, he's the devil. But
He's
I
like
just have a really fun
the
fact about
Republican
Rush
Nancy
Limbaugh.
Pelosi.
What?
He's like
My
the
aunt's
Republican
older.
Nancy Pelosi.
Yes.
My aunt went to high school with Rush Limbaugh.
Did she?
Yeah,
Was he a nut job then
and
too?
She said he was kind of weird.
Yeah.
And she also went to high school. Think about this. You remember the Florida priest who like said the world was gonna end May 21st
Yeah,
or whatever?
yeah.
She went to high school with him too.
Yeah.
That's funny.
She went to high school with some characters, dude.
There you go.
I mean, they moved around.
Well, like
a
I
lot,
don't
so
think
it was the
Rush
same school.
Limbaugh is a terrible person. I don't think he deserves
don't-
like a Medal of Honor.
Well, you know what he was saying was like about like immigrants and stuff like that. He's saying like really fucking racist shit about immigrants.
He's just.
I don't think dude.
What has he
Here's
done
one
to
He's
thing.
a
deserve-
right-wing political commentator. I mean,
Yeah.
he's the base of
So
what
one
Exactly.
thing-
So like,
And like I'm not for the guy. I'm not against the guy. Like I said, I'm very central about most things. But I think in a way, he's just saying like we need to focus on the people that are here legally, and like
Yeah.
helping them out, and versus like illegal people that come in here and kind of do degrade our economy in a sense, But I mean, my heart goes out to them that have a tough life. I know, but my heart goes out to immigrants that have a tough life and they want to escape their country. I totally get it, but it's making the standard of living here a little bit worse in every day. But whatever.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, but he also did something very
But
good
just
during.
don't say racist shit.
Yes,
Like, that's all I want.
Exactly.
I think
You could say it
Control
like that.
yourself.
I think the
could say it
base
like
of
that.
it, though,
adult.
it is a tax issue, though.
they're
That's,
both-
that's the real reason.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And the whole thing, the only thing that I saw about the State of the Union was him and Nancy Pelosi.
You saw about Nancy Pelosi
God,
ripping
they're
the
such
paper out.
children.
Oh, her
they're-
ripping up the fucking.
Him not shaking her hand and her.
Oh,
ripping up
yeah,
the
I
thing.
know, I
Like,
know.
Why are you
To
guys
be fair,
being
though,
childish?
he didn't shake Mike Pence's hand.
No, he didn't shake Mike Pence's hand.
He's a
He walked-
germaphobe.
he walked-
That's actually like.
He
is
walked.
he?
Yeah, he
Oh, I
walked
didn't know
straight
that.
off
That's-
stage.
that's-
Yeah, he does.
I've heard
Because
that
I was
since
mad
the
about that
beginning,
too, and then I
actually.
looked it up.
Okay.
and then-
Even
So
when
that
he was
makes more
running
sense
for his
now.
campaign, I heard people be
Yes.
like, "You didn't shake their hand,"
Yes.
and then I remember hearing something like,
Okay.
"Yeah,
Well, that
he
makes
is
more
a
sense.
jerk."
He's like an
Okay, well,
insane germaphobe.
Just very rarely he will like.
But still, you should do it on the biggest stages.
yeah.
You
He
still
should.
got to
He
do
should.
it.
World leaders.
Or at least
One
wear an
have to.
invisible nylon glove or some shit. Like,
Yeah,
do something.
yes,
You're the president. They'll
Wear-
make you whatever
wear,
the fuck
wear
you want.
gloves in general.
Exactly.
Yeah, wear
Wear
gloves.
white gloves.
He's a fucking
Something.
Disney
I
character.
have huge hands. Huge.
He turns into a fucking Disney character.
The Mickey Mouse hands,
They
dude.
don't make big enough gloves for me.
The second term, I thought I'd spice it up a little bit. I got some gloves for you guys.
Well, I'd say the last good thing that he did a very good thing. He was recognizing a lot of like, dude, he did do a lot of stuff as far as like trying to middle ground himself between himself and the African American culture, and he's like trying to help schools and stuff like that for less fortunate African American families. That's great. Also, he did giving the general position to one of the Tuskegee Airmen, which that's fantastic. That's fantastic. The guy is 100 years old. Or
Yeah, he was
around
at the
40.
Super
About to
Bowl.
die, yeah.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
was at the
exactly.
Super
I
Bowl.
know. Yeah.
It's kind of like at that point, it's just like a nice gesture.
Yeah,
no, I
yeah,
get
exactly. He's not going to be making any
Okay,
executive
so I know
orders.
people think
You know,
like
chopped it
Trump's
up to
super
senile.
racist. I don't think Trump's racist.
No,
I think he's like the old white guy who grew up in a generation and they just don't understand black people as much.
Yes,
so he doesn't
exactly.
get it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's racist.
But he's
I don't
also-
think he
he-
doesn't like black people.
Yeah.
I don't think
yeah.
he doesn't like Mexicans.
I think.
Yeah.
I think
he doesn't
that-
know how to control what he says.
I
Well,
think
he's also-
it comes
he's-
from the point I think where his supporters, like
Are
the
racist.
radical supporters and stuff of him, are what everybody portrays it as. Because either side of the like the media aisles, where the right will make hit pieces on the left and vice versa and everything.
The
And I
media
think
is the worst thing
they
and the best thing that
pinpoint
happened.
Yeah.
they pinpoint small factions of people in
Oh, yeah,
large
they nitpick.
bases. You know, specific
You just
examples, larger sample
Yes,
sizes.
yes.
It's like how they crucified Colin Kaepernick, basically.
Yes.
Like they
yes.
found something super, like, oh, he didn't stand for the national anthem, so he hates the country. That's what you're
Yes.
focusing
Yes.
on. When in fact,
Yeah.
I mean, even if you agree with him or not, like I'm not a Trump supporter by any means, but like
I think he's doing a good job.
yeah, I
Decently
mean he's
good
not
job.
terrible. He's not the worst president we've ever had.
Duh.
But like I said, man,
he's-
economy's good. Economy's good right
It's
now.
getting better, and some things are not the best. Some are
our
getting,
our social living situation maybe not that great.
When you do deep dives
Economy's
on,
great.
on Trump though, and like his background and stuff, I think when I read this, I had to like Google it multiple times to believe it. He won an NAACP award for being a champion to the black community in the 90s. It's a real thing.
I think that was a response after he didn't let black people live in his apartment buildings. Like, you got to start doing something to change your image.
Right, yeah,
but I get it.
true,
I think he did it for the wrong, like, because he was forced to, but I think he still does it because he wants to.
Yeah. I just thought
he
that
generally
was like,
became a better person after doing something shitty.
That actually like kind of blew my mind that happened. And
Dude, I don't like I said, I don't think Trump's racist. I just think he's wrong in some of the things he
100%.
I think that he's one of the, he reminds me where it's like Alex Jones, where like they'll start off by saying some really
crazy shit.
Really, the base, like the root of the idea is very logical, very smart.
Alex Jones doesn't do that.
Well,
Alex
a little
Jones
bit.
says fucking crazy shit.
Sometimes Alex Jones will say something.
Well, here, let's
like
save
actually,
the Alex Jones.
Yeah,
yeah,
fuck that.
Because we actually got to wrap up
that was
pretty
just,
quick.
That was
We're
just
about
my
to-
like
Yeah, I
whatever.
got you.
But Trump, like his idea usually starts in like the right place,
Direction,
I'd say. But then it's just
It goes crazy.
he's a douchebag. He's
Yes.
he's a
gets a
narcissist.
He
You
is a
know, and
douchebag, but
right.
I think there's a little bit
he's
of
one of those
douchebag in all of
people
us.
where it's like,
Fuck yeah.
So
Trevor,
let's
been
wrap
this
up.
way my whole life. Fuck
Yeah.
you guys. I'm not gonna change.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
his
yeah.
thing. You
Yeah,
know. And
yeah, exactly. All right, so for those of you who haven't subscribed to our YouTube, please give us a subscribe. Also, you want to read off the.
Well, I don't got to read them off, boy.
All right.
All right. So
you already-
please hit the, if anything, just like and subscribe on YouTube. Just do a
If you're on
comment. Let us
Spotify,
know.
follow.
Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
Podcasts,
Yeah. But we also have a Twitter, which is at series_surreal. Instagram is the Surreal Series. We also got a subreddit that's the Surreal Series and a Facebook page.
I have Instagram and Facebook.
All right.
But that's about it.
We'll hit your Instagram after.
right.
So.
What, we'll just tag it?
Well,
I've already said all the tags. You can
Yeah.
go in
I
and say,
use
what's your
Facebook
Instagram?
more than I use Instagram.
I got you.
My Instagram, the name is the Gentle Giant 713, and then my Facebook, I'm Jordan Leandre. So
yeah.
I use Facebook a lot more.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, if you want to, you guys want to go find him on Facebook.
Find an
Maybe at
interesting-
some point you're gonna have
Get
a bunch
into
of
an
people
argument.
fucking hitting you up, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a shit poster for sure. So like, you'll find entertaining stuff on my Facebook for sure.
But, yeah, no, thank you for coming on, dude. It was a
Dude, I
fun
was super
time.
excited.
that
This
was
has been
amazing.
awesome.
Thank you, Tom, for helping
you had
us
it.
with the
I
football
would love
stuff.
to be back again.
Dude,
one day,
100%.
for
I hope
sure.
you had a good time, dude. That was
This is
a great
great.
time.
dude,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna get that sports
Fuck
episode.
hell yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I
going.
love talking about sports.
Find
so.
a day.
100%. 100%. All right, well, we are signing off. You guys have a lovely, lovely week, and make sure you wash your hands. Stay, stay cool. Stay cool. Stay frosty.
Yeah, you guys have a good one. Why are you saying that?
This is a real series, baby.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and hit that bell for notifications.